Oops, sorry for breathing heavily there. Hello, 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 and welcome to the RRC Friday Night Racing here at the magnificent Spa. We're at round 12 and the best racetrack in the world. It has everything, doesn't it? Straights, a lovely tight corners. We got beautiful, fast-flowing chicanes. It's absolutely amazing stuff. And as we're just now going, I better share the stream in the old Discord, and then we shall be ready to go. Hang on. I think I'm broadcasting on the wrong channel. Oh no. Oh, okay. Well, never mind. I am broadcasting on the wrong channel, but oh well, let's go anyway. Anyway, so luckily it's my personal one and not to anyone else's. That would have been really embarrassing, wouldn't it? But anyway, we are ready to get going. Then we're about 40 seconds into this stream then, and yeah, this is gonna be fantastic, isn't it? As you can see, then just coming out of the pits now is Grant. He's just reminded me this is my channel. Whoops. Yep, I have made a huge mistake. I should be on the RRC channel, but I'm not. I'm on Ginger Rage. And so, you know, I suppose it's all about personal advertising and all that kind of jazz then, so lovely stuff. Anyway, we are racing around Spa there, so I get the mini map up, I get the details up as well, and we look at that. I've also got the celebrity up as well. I look like a pro, don't I? As we're just watching Tachi, I think it is. I was saying just before the start of this stream now, I'm probably going to call this guy Titchy Strider or something there, as I did used to be a big old Titchy Strider and N-Dubs fan, so of course I am their #1 fan. Haha, there's also a little pun there as well. We're just watching Tichi there, Tachi coming out of the oh, it almost going into the corner of no name there. My goodness me, then that was definitely something to wake him up then as he flies through Puyong as well. And it's an amazing track this, as we'll be on board then with Tachi then 91 then, as he is just coming into the latter stage of the lap as well, and now coming up into Paul Frere, I think this is, isn't it? Before into Stavolo. I think it's named after a famous little village. Well, not famous, is it? But it used to be a little village, didn't it? This corner of Stavolo here. Now coming up, this is the final part of the track. Then it's the longest track on the F1 calendar. It's 4.3 miles there or thereabouts. It's quite a long track. Well, obviously, 22 laps around here. It's the best racetrack. You're coming through Blanchimont as well. Before coming to the bus stop, in my opinion, they've ruined the bus stop. I like the bus stop back. The original bus stop before they reprofiled it. Is Tichi there is just going a bit wide. Let's go on board with the Rocket Williams driver then, as he comes over the grid hatches to start us out as well then. So as we're coming into last source then, of course, he drop it down into a third gear, then second gear as he tickles the 40-mile-an-hour mark. Going over the support grid hatch then as we come up. Look at that, it's like a roller coaster. We're going over, it's going to the sky as we go through Eau Rouge before coming up into Radion as well then. And over there, unfortunately, of course, we had some awful accidents there, didn't we, in Formula 2, and of course, so I think this track is going to be marred in the awful aftermath of that awful race that day with Anton Hubert. So yeah, it's such a shame there, isn't it? Of a young man, a bright young Frenchman has unfortunately lost his life here, isn't it? And anyway, Tichi there is coming into Ravage, and before coming into I think it's the Jackie Hicks turn, isn't it? My goodness me, he's very aggressive on the steering wheel, isn't it? Or the corner with no name, of course. If any traditional fan likes to call it, I definitely like to call it that as well. Then, as we've also got Noble there saying hello, mate, hello. As you've probably realised by now, I'm on the wrong channel there. So apologies, guys. And I got an IQ of 69, so basically that just shows my IQ of it's very low, isn't it? So yeah, that's so sorry, guys. I was just I think I was running late anyway, and then I decided to have a bit of a chin wag and with a couple of drivers before going into the session, and it's just thrown me off my stride, hasn't it? Anyway, here comes Tichy there coming through Blanchimont then, before coming up into the bus stop chicane. And yellow flags is fluttering in sector 2 then. He navigates out of the bus stop chicane, then DRS available. There's 2 DRS zones around here on the Kemmel Straight and on the pit straight. A 44.7 then for Tichi, as he is I think it's Tachi, isn't it? So when he goes but we got a young Stinson there who has gone fast out on a 43. Beautiful stuff indeed. Here comes Indigo, car 93 then, as he is in the Alfa Romeo. Good stuff indeed then from Indigo then, of course. He had a bit of a and here comes Claire. Oh no, sorry, it's Dare. So I call it close to the TV anyway. Here comes Dare as he's coming out of the corner of no name in the Red Bull. We've also got a Renault out on track as well of Andreas here. Here comes Andrea coming through the final bus stop chicane. Lovely red helmet with a black star on it. He is full fast at the moment on the hard compound tire then. So that might be an eye opener, mightn't it? Here comes Hunter as he's coming down the back straight as well. I think he's just made a comment on your stream, and then it's Grad saying, yeah, Sean, this is your channel. Laugh out loud. Yes, it is. As I found out to my dismay when I was trying to share the stream. We've also got Kyle saying, Shorty boy, hello, hello, hello. I've also got John for saying, good evening, Sean. Bad day, hope for a good result. Plus the helmet change as well. We'll have a look at a helmet in a minute. There, of course, any of you long-time viewers oh, it's there. It's gone right off the track. No, he hasn't. I have just seen things there, so I thought that he was going well off the track. There. He comes over the grid, Hutchins, and there goes fifth fast at the moment in the Red Bull. Good stuff indeed there. Red Bull powered by Honda these days, aren't they? Who is around the track at the moment? And we've got Grant there who's on an out lap at the moment then, so he needs to hurry up and start a lap, doesn't he? We've got a couple of debutants tonight. Here comes Emerson then with sporting the Ayrton Senna helmet, so that's good. That's good to see, isn't it? A bit of a throwback, isn't it? It's a bit of a throwback, isn't it? It's great stuff indeed then. And I'm just flicking through the cards at the moment. So Stinson at the moment is currently fastest. Then we've got Indigo second. Then we've got Tai Chi in third position. Andrea in fourth position. Yellow Flag in sector 3. Dare in fifth position. Coming to get you. And he is coming to get them. He's in sixth position at the moment then. We've also got Brandon saying, evening Sean, with some jazz hands. I love it. And we've also got Energetic, as said, Brandon and Andy, and also Julian fan here. Good stuff indeed. And we love some fans, don't we? Of course, it really makes the race come alive, doesn't it? We're going to drive on board of Emerson now. I think this is Emerson's first time in Friday Night Race, and that's a Ferrari off the track now. I think it's Sam there who has visited the Armco barrier there, hasn't he? Unfortunately, and well, that's not a good start for Sam, but of course on he goes then as Emerson coming down the Camel Straight. Then we're on board then over the shoulder here with Emerson in the Ferrari then, as he is now coming down in the downhill right hand here. We got yellow flags in sector 1 and 2 then, as I'm not sure where they are then, but there's nothing on the track map on the right hand side. Good stuff indeed then, as Julian is no boy. Yes indeed he is. He's my former commentating partner, wasn't it, before he's had enough of me and decided to drive full time. I think he's in silver tonight. Remember, silver is on the Ninja Penguin channel, or Ninja Penguio, I think it is. As you can see once again now, I'm just really showing myself up with the pronunciations here, but that is on. I think he shared the link in the stream channel as well. And so good stuff indeed. Then as out of the pit, and as he comes, Emerson now is coming onto the back straight as well before coming into Blanchimont as well. Then as Hunter saying he promised he didn't lose his front wing. Good job we didn't see it then, of course, there. As if we didn't see it then it doesn't happen. Here comes car 12 and into the bus stop chicane then. Of course, it's a great adventure, isn't it, through the Ardennes Forest. Absolutely fantastic stuff. Dazza said there is pronounced hang on a minute. You can see then this is also my as you can see, I am covering myself in a lot of glory tonight, and with my pronunciations there. Grillsy is just coming on track as well then, as I try and deflect the fact that I'm really bad at pronouncing people's names there. Awful stuff indeed then. I think my P45 is coming in the post then anytime tomorrow. Brandon's just started us up as well. Grillsy also on track as well. It's Dara as oh, is it Dara? Is that? I hope so. And it's me, Dazza. I might just call you Dazza, to be honest. It's, yeah, it's just appalling, isn't it, really, my pronunciation. Of course, there the guys that know me too well, I think, likes of Jonathan Cox, Kyle, Sam, and even that Alex Knowles down the bottom of the timesheets at the moment, all know me too well, and they find my pronunciation quite astounding sometimes, don't they? Brandon there is just coming out of Lake Cobham then before dropping down it. It is like a roller coaster ride there around here, isn't it? It's absolutely fantastic stuff. We're on board with Brandon at the moment in the black and gold Haas. I love that car. It's absolutely fantastic, isn't it? Unfortunately, the Rich Energy partnership of Haas and Rich Energy ceased to exist now, as we've got a yellow flag fluttering as one of the racing points there have come into some mischief in the second part of the lap then. On board Brandon then, as he is coming into the Coming into the latter part of that, then this chicane, then don't want to take too much astroturf. Turf. No, he's well within track limits then before coming into Paul Frere and into Stavolo as well. Accelerate out Stavolo then. You don't want to drift out too wide there because there's a point of no return and you'll be in the wall, in the tyre barrier quite heavily as well, isn't it? Now coming up to Blanchimont as well. Luciano Berti and Eddie Irvine had a big old smash there way back in 2001 when Berti was actually started off with the Jaguar. It was Eddie Irvine's teammate, wasn't he, before he got dropped. I think Pedro Del Rosa actually stepped in the car, didn't he, for the Jaguar team after through that season. As Brandon goes into third, fast as Brandon, I've got to say, it stepped up quite nicely. Here comes Nosey, the fast of the fast. We've also got Jonathan then, as he has got a new helmet course tribute then to his family over in Italy there, and it's good to see that as well. So Jonathan goes second fast at the moment, 2/10 of a second off young Stinson here at the moment, who is currently top of the timesheet at the moment in the McLaren. Good 17 then. Knowlesy there coming through Puyol as well. There's a car in front of Knowlesy as we're on board with the man with the plain black helmet. Knowlesy is he's not plain Jane, is he? But his helmet colours are. And there's a yellow flag at sector 1. I'm just taking a look into radio, and that is usually the corporate, isn't it? That's usually where the action is. We're down to 7 minutes already. My goodness me, I've been nattering away. I really haven't. It feels like we haven't covered much, have we? Noble also on track as well, and Noble is actually in gold, not silver tonight. Apologies to Noble. Yeah, so I just noticed he is in the race. Of course, he was in Monaco, wasn't he? He joined me halfway through the session, didn't he? In Monaco, Noble did, because of he had. I think it was a bit unfortunate in Monaco. So, and this is more of a racetrack. It's more of a proper racetrack rather than Monaco, isn't it? As Monaco, Knowlesy is back in the pits then. So he has called it a day, and he comes back in the pits then. Come to get you 6 tenths of a second up there. My goodness me, then he has found an awful amount of time there in that racing point in the pink Panther, that car 85 pen coming out of the corner with no name. Then yellow flags are fluttering as I think that was his. It was a Toro Rosso there, just going slow there. Look at him going through Puyol now. It's a very difficult corner. Remember, Giovinazzi or Giovinazzi, depending on who you ask. I think it's Giovinazzi. Had a big crash there, didn't he? Of course, I think that there was a lot of Ferrari skeptics that said that he did that on purpose, of course. And we got a yellow flag because there's a Renault who is going very slow at the top of Lake Cobham there, and that is Noble as well. So Noble having a couple of gremlins out there at the moment, isn't he? Here comes Games also starting to stop out, and we've also got Hunter. We've got a lot of cars out on track mode there. Remember, this is the longest circuit in terms of length on the Formula 1 calendar, isn't it? And they all seem to be budged in the same place. So even when it's the longest track, they just seem to find each other, don't they? Here comes Farfar on board with the Alfa Romeo driver. Just in front of us is a Red Bull, by the looks of it. It is a Red Bull, and we've also got a Haas just getting off the track as well. Then is that Red Bull on the lap, then? No, it's Dara then, who has just gone off the track. Then I hope I'm pronounced your name right. I really apologise if I'm not there. And yeah, give me some jip in the comments there. I think he already has, to be honest, hasn't he? He's even told me how to say it, and I still can't get it right. Goodness me, then. Yeah, then they might have to take me down to the dungeon after this. There's a Farfare coming out of Blanchimont then before coming to the bus stop chicane then, and here we go then for the right and then the left there. Of course, it's a very difficult corner now. It's not as satisfying as the old bus stop, in my opinion. Favre goes into, but I think Favre must have invalidated his time there, so not good at all. Then Hunter has just jumped up into 7th position. Then we're just watching Games then, who's on the racing point, and he's got my number as well. So hats off to Games there with number 21. So I hope he's flying the flag beautifully well. Well, he's doing much better than me, because I wouldn't even have got out of the pits then. It's a tight pit exit here. Yellow flags is fluttering around the Blanchimont there. My goodness me, Games there as well offline there, isn't he? And he is on a he might be on a cruise and cool down lap then. So on board of Exile at the moment then. Exile in the Rocket Williams then, as he is now just coming out of into turn 7 into turn 8 then. Of course, this track is more of a older track, isn't it? Which is why we've got some corner names on them, isn't it? Which I got to say, I like the corner names because it gives the tracks more of a feel, doesn't it? And it makes the tracks just give that more personality. It's absolutely fantastic stuff, isn't it? Anyway, coming out of Puyol now then, and coming into the as a Stinson, that's it. It's done a 43. It's done a 43 for that. My goodness me, that man has got some pace, hasn't he? In that McLaren, and he's at 3 laps on those soft tyres. I gotta say, that man's on fire tonight, isn't he? He's very quick indeed. Then, so we're just watching Exile then coming out to Blanchimont now. Then he comes flying through, not even a hint of a lift for these cars. Got a meter down for us, and that's a car, a Renault, I think, who's just cutting the grass there. I think think that was Andre there. Now then, Exile coming into the bus stop chicane. Car 91 then navigates the bus stop chicane in 3 minutes to go in this session. Accelerates up. DRS available. He's almost out of deployment. He has absolutely nailed that in terms of errors. Brilliant stuff. And in terms of lap time, he's 6th fastest so far. Good stuff. And as Dara is in the red ball, he is off the track. He is off the track. He's gone into the same place where Raikkonen crashed in 2008 there, but it's just a glancing blow. So luckily the Red Bull driver there. Oh, he's having troubles getting going by looks, isn't he? Or if Murphy cuts out the pits. Then of course Murphy doing a very good job in this category at the moment. Isn't it? I haven't gone through the championship. My goodness me. I'll go through that in just a few seconds. I was just watching. He's just getting himself going now. Silly mistake. Daza said, but I've got to say it can't be that much of a silly mistake because remember Kimi Räikkönen did the same thing back in 2008 there, and so it's all good there. Even professional F1 drivers make mistakes, don't they? So yes, just dust yourself down and get back out there, isn't it? Games has gone 12th fastest moment in the racing point. Good stuff indeed there for Games then. And now we're watching Alex Knowles here. 5 place grid penalty there for illegal blocking, and that's not good at all. Then, as that's a huge blow there, isn't it? So just watching now H44 come on track as well. So that's a 5 place grid penalty for Brandon there for illegal blocking. Remember, I think Knowlesy had one of those. No, not Knowlesy. I think was it Saturday Night Racing where Knowlesy also gave some of the penalties, didn't he, for tailgating somewhere? Anyway, he has gone to 11th fastest moment in the Red Bull 94 then. Looking good there from Alex there. So he's in 12th position. Good stuff indeed then. Sam is out on try mode in the Ferrari. On board with the Ferrari driver. Got lovely red helmet as well. And so we're on board with Sam then. As look at that then. It's the track. That is amazing, isn't it? View, isn't it? Coming up to Eau Rouge then. Now into Radion as well. And of course this time he makes it stick there, doesn't he? He was on the wrong part of Radion last time, wasn't he? Now down the Kemmel Straight then. You can see then it's a cracking part of the track, isn't it? Oh, it's a right up. It is a full max, full beans then before coming up to Lake Com as well then. And you can see then of course Lake Com there, that's famous back in 95, isn't it, where Hill and Schumacher came to blows, didn't they? Remember where Schumacher incredibly stayed on the slick tyres there, of course, whilst Damon Hill went on to the wet tyres, didn't he? It was absolutely incredible driving from Schumacher there, of course, being a big old Damon Hill fan, as young Stetson has retired from the session there, but I don't think he's got anything to worry about. Games might be feeling a bit twitchy down in 13th position at the moment now. Sam is going to be feeling a bit the pinch as well in 17th position. So is Noble as well then, as I think one of the Williams cars has just jumped up there. I think it's Taicha, sorry, in 7th position there, as you can see. Awful pronunciation once again then. Sam there coming out of the second section as well. It's 4/10 of a second over there. That should get him into a 44, I think. Brannan's retired from the section as well then. So is Taicha as well then, as he comes up to Blanchimont. Car 19, is that going to be a lift for on board the Ferrari driver? Not a hint. The power dulls slightly, doesn't it? As he dropped down to 200 miles an hour before tickling it back up to 203 then into the bus stop chicane then. He's navigated around then, accelerates out then. DRS again then is available. He was a bit slow on the DRS pedal there. He is 16 fast run. He's still in the 45s there, just about not making it. Noble is having an incredible second section. He's 7/10 of a second up there in the Renault then before coming into the bus stop chicane as well then. Yellow flags are in sector 2. We've also got Murphy out on track as well. Noble is run out deployment. Is this going to cost him? No, not quite. He's in 10th position. Fantastic stuff as well. What about Murphy? Murphy's on track as well then. He comes through Blanchimont then. This man has had so much success there in this of course RRC, hasn't he? He's been really good, hasn't he, Murphy? That was fantastic stuff. And car 14 then is carrying the same number as Fernando Alonso. He goes only 13 faster than Murphy, as he seems to have lost a bit of pace then. As Brandon said that what a game this what a game. Well, it might be what a game. I don't think Brandon's figured out the vote then. He's saying what a joke this game is. I didn't even block anyone then. But it looks like the FIA has slapped a 5-place grid penalty on Brandon there for allegedly blocking someone. So unfortunately I think that Codemasters must have a vendetta against Brandon here. So that's a shame there, isn't it? Because Brandon the last couple of weeks there in some of the races I've been covering, he's really upped his game, hasn't he? And unfortunately Murphy has gone back slightly, hasn't he? He's really struggling. And now Howard H is in the pits then, and he is going to be out qualified. Oh my goodness me. Dara's out qualifying as well. Sam is also going to be out qualifying. He is 2/10 of a second now, coming to get you out, and Games is out as well. No, Nosey has got him by the skin of his nose then in the Red Bull then. But oh my goodness me, LH is out. That's a huge surprise then. Unfortunately, Dara's out as well, which if he did have that mistake, he potentially could have got through. Sam also out qualifying as well. Once again, a mistake there for Sam. He might have been able to sneak through then. That's such a shame then. And we've also got Come to Get You, and also Games out at qualifying as well. Grant's retired for the session. We're on board Knowles at the moment as he's taking a leisurely drive back to the pits. And as Daza has just said then, it's all about the race. Yes, no points are awarded in qualifying. This is just about to line up the grid there. And that first qualifying session is only lined up the grid from 16th down to 20th position. And Knowles is retired from the session now. But we will see him in qualified too. Just about, though. My goodness me, that was about 500 a second he got through. So Knowles there cutting it very fine there in the Red Bull Racing. Sorry, I was taking a breath there. Anyway then, so this is the classification then from qualifying 1 here in Spa. Magnificent Spa, Super Spa, Supreme Spa, Super Spa. I've said that already, and it's amazing Spa, is it? It really is. That's why I'm so pumped. I love this track. It's amazing. Anyway, out of qualifying is RH44. We've also lost Daza as well. Sam Coming to Get You, and Games all of knocked out of qualifying 1. In qualifying 2, we are now aiming to lose another 5 cars, which would be 10th down to 15th then, and that's just confirmation of Brandon's 5th place grid penalty there. So wherever he qualifies, he will start 5 positions back from that position there. So not gone smooth sailing so far, has it, for Brandon, unfortunately. Lovely shot here of Eau Rouge. I love it. It's great, isn't it? They don't make tracks like this anymore, do they? Anyway, now going into qualifying 2 then. This is where the strategy comes into play now. Of course, there might be some new viewers here tonight who might not know about the qualifying format of Formula 1. It's not as easy as it used to be, is it? Remember way back when I was a young nipper, qualifying used to be 60 minutes, 1 hour, and it was just 12 laps. 12 laps, 4 sets of tyres, go as fast as you can then. And I've got a black screen. Oh, there we go. Where I've missed 15 seconds of action. I apologise about that. But luckily, we can see clearly now the rain has gone. But it might come back, of course, because this Arden Forest seems to have its own weather forecast, doesn't it? Its own weather system. And it seems to attract the rain. And we've got a Toro Rosso out on track. And I could really bet my bottom dollar that it's usually Jonathan Cox out on track first, isn't he? He's a man who doesn't like to hang about, does he? He likes to do his work early on, doesn't he? He's an early bird. Jonathan is just likes to early bird catches the worm and all that kind of stuff, doesn't he? And so he is out there. He's on the medium compound tire. Remember, now this is the added perils of qualifying 2. If you get into qualifying 3, you must start on the tire which you set your fastest tire on. That exact tire. So Jonathan, if he gets in the top 10 using these tires, he must start the race on this compounded tire. Not just this compounded tire, this exact tire as well. So he can't have another set of medium tires there, which they probably have in the garage. This is the exact compound he must go on as he comes through the corner of No Name. As the car's just trickling out of the pits at the moment then, so it's not getting busy yet. And we've got about 6 cars out so far, and so they're going to be trickling out as well. Of course, remember, track evolution in qualifying is a real thing. It's a real deal. As Jonathan now just going off the grass there slightly, but yeah, it's a real deal for these guys for the track evolution, is because of course then the more rubber that goes down, the more Pirelli rubber that goes down. Of course, that Pirelli rubber likes Pirelli rubber, and you just get more grip, won't you? And the cars just get quicker and quicker. Then Jonathan there is on the back straight on Blanchimont then before coming up then to the bus stop chicane as well then. As he is now just getting his tires rolled out, the car is primed and ready to go then. Of course, then these hybrid cars are very complex now, isn't it? Not just in the real world of Formula 1, but even on this game as well. As we're on board, Jonathan, we're going to go on an onboard lap then with Jonathan going around the magnificent Spa. DRS available then. You can see then he has got 5. He's got, look at that, he's swapping the settings out of the earth there, swapping it from 4 to 5 then. He's got yellow flags in the bus stop chicane there. It's going to feel like a bus stop, isn't it? As they're all going going to be stopping out at that bus stop chicane there to get as much room as possible there. They do not want any dirty air off the car as they come through. Radion as well. Jonathan drifting slightly wide, but that is perfect. That's absolutely perfect now. Up the Kemmel Straight there as well. DRS said quite early on that Kemmel Straight as well. Then once again, you can see on the graphics down on the right hand side there, he's flicking between 4 and 5 then. Remember, overtake of course gives you the acceleration, whilst the hot lap gives you the top end speed. I heard that of a professional driver the other night, so you can see then I am actually starting to learn very slowly, but I am learning. So is that Jonathan coming through the corner of no names or the Jackie X turn then, going very wide there, and I thought he was going to invalidate his lap then. It's getting very overcast out there, isn't it? I'm wondering if he got a spot of rain there that is going to be that might cause a few problems then in qualifying then. Hopefully the guys are in the pits, they're going to be caught up by that. Of course, Knowles in the pits, Granty, XR, we've got Stigson out as well. We've also got Murphy, Noble and Emerson all in the pit garages at the moment then, as Jonathan getting wide then. Of course, this looks a bit of a untidy lap for Jonathan coming through Stavilo as well, not taking too much curve on the exit then. I think that there's a bit more, there's a couple of tenths there in that corner, I think, coming through Blanchimont as well then. He is almost out of deployment, Jonathan is then, and he has got one more braking point to navigate. That is the bus stop chicane. Where does he brake? Wow, just after the 100-meter board. Fantastic stuff then. Now coming into the final left-hander as well, accelerates away then. Odegaard touch as well as Daza has left the session. Hopefully he'll come back in a second then. I wonder if he's going there just to maybe have a tweak of his setup perhaps there. And just seeing if there's any more, if he can find a couple of more attempts in the car perhaps then. As Haas also starting Hayes at a lap as well. We've also got a Renault coming through the final couple of corners. And we've also got Titchard coming through as well. Andrea's gone second fastest, but that has been quickly eclipsed there by Titchard on the Williams there. He has done a 45-1 there, 45-2 for Andreas there, and he is on the hard compound tire at the moment. And so that's very interesting. Here comes Indigo then. Indigo then flying in the Alfa Romeo car 93. Then he comes through Blanchimont. He's on the soft compound tires here then. Indigo is before coming into the bus stop chicane. Got a yellow flag at the end of the Kemmel Straight then, as Indigo is coming through the follow turn as well. Is he going to is going to continue on this lap? He is indeed then. So there's no gamesmanship here for Indigo. He's straight on it straight away then. No playing about then. Good stuff indeed then. So he is out right on it straight away. Grillsy there is just coming out of Lakecombe then. Here comes Brandon there flying through Pouillon then. Remember, he's got a 5-place grid penalty for illegal blocking allegedly, and I say that word quite strongly as well, because Brandon would probably not because he is a fair man, isn't he? Brandon is, and he would admit then if he's done any wrongdoing, and he really hasn't. And he says he hasn't. I don't think he hasn't either. I think Codemasters is just probably feeling like giving Brandon some extra work to do in the race then, as he is looking very strong tonight as well. So that's a bit unfortunate there from Brandon's point of view, isn't it? Really disappointing there from the Haas driver. So, but nevertheless, then unfortunately there, life is can be slightly unfair, can it? And if anyone remembers the '83 race of Monaco, I think, or '84, Martin Brundle there got sent home, didn't he? Because he missed the weighbridge, which was very harsh indeed, wasn't it? Well, blimey, of course, these days you would just probably get a 5-place grip penalty or something like that, wouldn't you? Back in those days, it was very harsh indeed. Noble there just coming out of Lakecombe there. Grillsy's coming up to the line as well then. Let's see what Grillsy can do then, navigating the bus stop chicane in the Toro Rosso. He comes up to the finish line there. Is not too far down that straight. He is fast moment just behind his teammate, Jonathan Cox there. Good stuff indeed there from Grillsy, sorry. So Daza is back in the session as well. We're just watching Nosey, who is just coming through Pouillon, and Murphy also on track as well. We've also got Noble, and we got Emerson as well. Emerson is slightly further up then. Let's go through the drivers and the constructors, shall we? As I'm almost halfway through Q2, but better late than never. In the constructors championship then, Mercedes have got a very healthy lead at the moment, have a 68-point advantage. But remember, gold and silver are combined in the constructors, isn't it? It's 4 drivers. It's not just what's happening here, it's also what is happening in silver as well, which is on the other side then of Ninja Penguo or Penguido. So that is on the other side then. So yeah, definitely keep an eye on that then. Emerson has gone into full fast mode. Yellow flag in 2. That is just coming out of coming out of the corner with no name then. So problems there is we've also got Knowles, who's just got up into 6 fast. Good stuff indeed. Excel's also on track. We got Murphy there, who's gone to the soft compound tyre in the Mercedes. And talking to Mercedes then, just going back to the constructors there. 68 points advantage Mercedes have over Toro Rosso second. Racing Point at third. Renault fourth. Haas is in 5th position there. Then we got Williams on the 190 points. 174 points for Alfa Ferrari, 8th, McLaren 9th, and Red Bull are in the 100 mark there. In the gold standard championship, as oh my goodness me, that was a car there that was almost in the way then of Exile there, and that is ironically Brandon there, isn't it? It's Brandon. Well, I've got another 5-place group penalty there for blocking. In the Drivers' Championship, Murphy is still in the championship, but it's down to 56 points now as well. But Murphy is going on to the soft tire straight away then, so no messing about from Dan there. And he's at a 44-2 at the moment there, but the championship leader then feeding the straight at the moment by the sounds of it. Jonathan second there. Andre in 3rd position, and we've also got Fisher in 4th position, Brandon 5th, XL 6th, and Striggy 7th, with Hunter 8th and Reggie at 9th position, and Ollie in 10th position. XR has gone to 7th fastest one. As a blimey, those championships are really red, aren't they? Gosh. Pretty made my eyes go a bit funny. In the silver standards then, that guy Alex has got a 53-point lead over Reina second, with Dragon on Speed in 3rd position, Apex 4th with Puppy 5th, Devil in 6th position, Liam 7th, Super Steve 8th, Reagan in 9th position, and Maldonado is at 10th. And that is the drivers of both silver and gold done, and that is also that was also the Constructors' Championship done as well. So just watching then Stetson, then Stidson, coming down the back straight. Also got car 14 then, and the number 14 looks very familiar on the McLaren. And Emerson's got 5th fastest then. Yellow flag at the end of the Kemmel Straight, then coming up to Lake Com then. Don't worry about that. That is just a Williams there slowing down then. Young is now on the medium compound tyres then, is in the McLaren then. And look at this, he's got a lot of deployment left, and that is because he needs it for the final sector there. It's the final sector. You're basically on the accelerator, all but one corner, really, isn't it? So, all but one braking point, of course, which is at the bus stop chicane there. So, you need as much deployment as possible. Look at this. He's gone up to overtake mode, hasn't he, in the second sector? And incredible stuff, man. Before Curtis got a yellow flag there, is just coming out of the corner with no name, or just before the corner with no name, I should say, into the second sector as well. Then for Young, then let's see what he can do then. As coming out of it, then he is done a 50. That's 7.54 there as he comes out of Stabilo. Then this is it. Then it's basically pedal to the metal now, right up into the final stage of this race. And we've got Mercedes, who is just cruising back to the pit lane as well. Then as now then is that Young then coming into the final corner. Then the bus stop chicane then, and let's see how he navigates those curves. Can be very perilous at times, can't they? As coming around the final turn then, and he has gone second fastest mode in the McLaren on the medium compound tires, only a 10th away from Indigo. Good stuff there from Young. Brilliant stuff indeed. Granty started his lap as well. We're on board Granty then, as he is just on the out of I was going to say ravioli then. I don't know. I fancy a bit of ravioli actually. Granty coming down the Lacombe straight in. Coming down the Kemmel straight into Lacombe, and look how much of a tight line he takes there, Grant. Does then. Incredible stuff. Lovely over the show shot as well. Of course, a nice black and gold helmet there. Perhaps he's in the wrong team. Maybe he should be in Haas there with that helmet. 93 there, of course, that's becoming synonymous there with Granty, isn't it? As he is, of course, it's almost as synonymous as the 46 there, which is on Valentino Rossi's motorcycle, isn't it? In MotoGP. And of course, also Max Biaggi there, the number 3 that was synonymous with him, wasn't it? When he was in MotoGP before he went to Superbikes, I think, wasn't he? I'm not very good on my 2 wheels history there, but yeah, I got to say I did like the era with Valentino Rossi, Max Biaggi, and Sette Juvenal. It was good stuff indeed then. As Grant has gone purple in the second sector there, 59 there as he comes out of Stavler there in the Mercedes head, and he's now coming on to Blanchimont as well. Look at that glorious sunshine. Belgium is soaked in beautiful sunshine here in the Ardennes forest, and before it comes into the bus stop chicane then, we got a Red Bull cruising out there at the moment. I think that's Mr. Alex Knowles at the moment then, as he knows best, doesn't he, as he is just coming out of Lacombe then. Here comes Granty coming up to the line. What does he do? He goes 5th fastest out of the Mercedes. He is the meat in the Toro Rosso sandwich at the moment, and away he goes then. So Granty's doing a good time there, but on the medium tyres there. He's only got 3 minutes to go then, so I'm wondering now if he's going to be feeling the need. Well, Indigo's feeling the need to come back out. We're on board with Indigo. Lovely shot from the side pod here. Look at that there. We've got a couple of vents there, haven't we, just in front there, just to give the just to give a bit of energy, a bit of air. That's what I'm trying to say. A bit of air there into the engine bay and things like that. It's coming up to Blanchimont once again. Then Indigo is then also 93 then as well. Then we got two 93s on the track. Then goodness gracious me, then I might get confused. Then I get confused just looking at myself in the mirror in the morning. Then so I don't. It doesn't take that too much, does it? Into the bus stop chicane as well. Then before accelerating away, then the back end is starting to wag like a happy dog. Then he comes to the line. He's gone faster still. He's on the 43 flat there. Goodness me, then hats off to Indigo. Good time there. 9/10 of a second then as he has gone straight on there, and he is well, of course he can't damage the car then, can he? Brandon's left the session there. I'm hoping he'll come back in a minute there. Indigo's retired from the session now. He's retired on track there. Hopefully I ain't going to cause any mischief there for any of the drivers out there on board then with Farf. Also his teammate's just gone fast on here. Farf is staying with, oh my goodness me, so close to the tyre barrier there, wasn't he? I thought he was getting sucked in there. Here he comes, and down the Pouillon as well. Yellow flag in free. That is it's okay. I think it's the car there just slowing down there. I gotta say, these cars have been absolutely fantastic tonight, haven't they? Brilliant stuff there. We usually see of course this track old school, isn't it? The bars are close together, the corners are tough there, isn't it? Especially at Radion, and we've also had a couple of spins down at Pouillon as well, haven't we, in the past there? But fair play to these guys out here tonight. Farf done the personal best in the second set there. You might be a bit disappointed with that. He is. I'm wondering there if he's just. I think this might be. Might have to go again. Hunter is invalidated this time there. He's only got a minute to get around that. Oh, that is going to be touch and go for Hunter. We'll check out his progress there on. We've also got Ty Chat out there as well. We've got Noble who is just coming out. Jonathan's retired for the session there, but he is safely through. I think. I got to say, I'm not a better man, but if I was, I'll be a bit nervous actually to pull it on, because well, Grant, he also thinks he's safe as well. They're all on the 44 frees. They're on the low 44 frees there. This track evolution can be quite steep at times, can it? Nosey there is 4/10 to a second. Oh, that's a personal best. Then coming out Stavlo then in the Red Bull, then flying up to the bus stop case. Well, look at this. He is the light as a feather. Then his fuel light is flashing. Then here he comes through Blanchimont as well. Then and another look at that, just flicking it through that beautifully done there. Nosey as graceful as a swan then before he comes up to the bus stop chicane as well, breaking down into oh, he stayed in third gear. That Nosey has said good stuff indeed. They're drawn to keep the momentum of the Red Bull then up to the line, and he's over the third fastest. Good stuff there from Nosey, very much on the money and not that brilliant stuff indeed. Hunter has got through with just about a couple of seconds to spare there, and I got to say Hunter is cool as a cucumber around there, isn't he? We've got Andre just behind as well. We've got Farfar, we've got a yellow flag in one then, so I think they're all just as they're all just slowing down as well. We have got Noble coming up to the line. Noble's into Q3 as it stands. But Grillsy is not going to be Paris on the edge. Then Emerson is also starting to stop as well, I believe. He has indeed. Then we are going to have an amazing end to qualifying. Noble is retired from the session. Then we got Farfan. He's going to be the first one then to come into the line and out these backlogger drives. Oh gosh. And Hunter hasn't set time yet. Then so Hunter there very is going to be one and done for Hunter here, isn't it? Here comes Farfar now, Blanchimont then up to the bus stop chicane then. Let's see then, he breaks just before the 100-meter board perhaps, and it was very much on the money, wasn't it? And we got a Renault there who is parked at the top there of Noble. I'm hoping that he hasn't terminally damaged. Oh, I think he might have terminally damaged the car, Noble. I hope not. Farfar is gone into 8th fastest. Andre is down in 9th position. That is not going to be safe at all, is it? Emerson 7,700 second up there. Whoa, coming through Pouillon. My goodness me, the commitment's amazing. 300 a second up his Exile as well. Here comes Tai Chi as well then. We've also got Hunter there, so Hunter's coming to this first man through out these backs then. Whoa, almost out wide there at Stavler then. His here coming up to Blanchimont now then. You can see then there he's just got one more stopping point to go. We're on board with Hunter. Hunter in the McLaren then. Not using all the track, is he? But does he need to? Well, he's using a lot of track there, isn't he? My goodness me, the sparks are flying out of the McLaren there. Look at the background. That's Tai Chi as well in the background as well. He's invalidated this time. Hunter's invalidated this time. He's gone into the wall. Hunter there. Oh my goodness me. He's going to start 15th. Here comes Tai Chi coming up to the line. And he goes in the third fastest then. Brandon's already retired. Here comes Exile coming to the line. Exile is in position. What about Emerson? Emerson the Ferrari. He is in second position then. We have lost in that qualifying session. Farf, Andre, Grillsy, Brandon and Hunter didn't set a time there. My goodness me then. What an end to qualifying as as Nosey is taking a leisurely drive then back to the pits then in his Red Bull, as we've got to calm down slightly then, because we still got qualifying free to come, everyone. As so in that qualifying session there, we got Granty on the medium tyres, we got Exile on the medium tyres as well. Oh no! As Exile has damaged the car! He has damaged the car! I think he have crashed it, mustn't he? And what a shame there for Exile. He has ripped off the front right corner of the car. And I'm wondering there if I think that the AI of needs to learn to drive really, doesn't it? I don't think it would pass his driving license. Pass his driving test. I wouldn't either, to be honest. Goodness me, if anyone's seen my driving on this game, my goodness, I think that they'll rather have the AI driving. But my goodness me, not at this point. And look how close that Toro Rosso was. I think that might have been Jonathan Coates going through there. So notice he's retired from the session there. But what a shame, we've been robbed of a top 10 shootout there because the AI can't drive the Williams there. If I apologise if I'm wrong here, but I don't think I am. For once. Anyway then, let's as we're going into, yeah, we've lost Exile. What a shame there for Exile. And, we've been robbed there, haven't we? Because they had an incredible lap there right at the end there, and unfortunately we have been robbed there. So we've lost Exile, we've lost Favre, we have lost Andre as well. We've also lost Grillsy, Brandon, and Hunter, who invalidated his time on the last corner there at the bus stop chicane. And so unfortunately Hunter there left it too late there, and perhaps there, I wonder if I had an issue in the garage or something there. Perhaps. But at the end there, that's such a shame though, isn't it, really? Because yeah, I think that if he did have an issue, then Hunter would have done more than one lap. Then I think he would have got through as well. We're now into qualifying free now then. So of course then, if you like fast cars then, and you might like the Fast and the Furious, and this is going to be absolutely Fast and Furious, isn't it? As well, I'm definitely no Dwayne. No, I can assure you of that. Then, even though I think I'm like him sometimes, maybe I should shave my hair off, and I would look a bit like him. Anyway, let's go into qualifying free, shall we? And we are going to be Fast and Furious then for this final session now. Unfortunately, we've only got 9 cars in this session then, which is a bit of a disappointment. I really wanted 10 now, and I really want to see XR battling for pole position on this incredible track there. But we've been robbed of that, haven't we? Anyway, we're now into qualifying free there. We're 20 seconds into qualifying free. We've got Granty there, who is being lowered off the jack set, and he is ready to get going then. We have also, is anyone else coming on the pitch? Jonathan there is already out straight away then, so he is not messing about at all. 30 seconds after the session started, and we're already out then. As Emerson just said, you'll regret shaving your hair off, lol. I got to say that I quite like, I think the hair is my best asset, really. Apart from when people can see it, because of course it is Autumn Dawn, isn't it? Or what's it, a dirty blonde, or a strawberry blonde, or that kind of jazz. Moroccan sunset as well. But of course I am slightly ginger, but that's not to be ashamed of, is it? I'm more ashamed of the fact I can't grow a beard and I'm like 30 years old. But oh well, enough of my slow developing body. Let's go into this qualifying session, which is not going to be slow developing one iota as well. I've only got 10 minutes to line the grid there from first to ninth then, as we're coming out the corner with no name then, before we go down into the into Puyong as well. Daz has said, go for it. Won't be out for a while. No, we won't. Of course, unfortunately, we're still in lockdown. I think there's going to be an announcement on Sunday by the Queen herself. So I might be tuning into that. It depends on what I'm doing, to be honest, though. So I might have to just look on the old Facebook or the Twitter sphere afterwards and see what she's announced. As I've got to say, I do enjoy my Sunday lunch, and that does come first. Jonathan there is coming out to Stavler there. It shouldn't really make light of what's going on. It's absolutely appalling, isn't it, really, what's going on in the world stage. It's actually frightening, isn't it? This year is basically could be binned, really, can't it? Loss of sport, loss of football, loss of Formula 1. I think the cancellation of Monaco, the first time it's been cancelled since 1954 then. That really hurt me. That did losing the Formula 1 season. I got to say, that's when I started to take this really seriously, to be honest. It's when Formula 1 was cancelled. And absolutely shocking scenes around the world at the moment, isn't it? As Daz has said, stay safe, everyone, and I absolutely echo that sentiment indeed then. Stay safe, and that's the beauty about what we do, isn't it? As we can play these at the safety of our comfort of our lounge, living room, kitchen. If you want to race in the kitchen and cook at the same time, perhaps then you might be multi-talented. Or in the bedroom, or as I am perched on me. Well, what am I perched on? Oh yeah, just the end of my bed at the moment. Yeah, that's what it's called. I didn't. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, I'm perched on the edge of my bed at the moment. There, really intrigued. Then I'm on the edge of my seat then, and so should you guys as well, because who is going to get pole position there? I gotta say, Taicha has done very good then so far in the Williams, hasn't he? Emerson's in here as well. Noble's done a cracking job, hasn't he? Really, he struggled in Monaco, didn't he? But my goodness me, he is back with a vengeance on a proper road court, on a proper track, isn't he? We've also got Murphy in there as well. Murphy, I say this been off the pace there. What about a new guy? What about Young? My goodness me, he's flying out there as well. I don't think he's related to Alex Young, is he? But he's got some pace in that McLaren, hasn't he? We've got Jonathan on board now. We've also got Granty, Indigo and Knowlesy. Any one of those 9 cars could be on pole position, but no, Jonathan's not going to be on pole position. He has gone off, and what a shame now for Jonathan. He is out qualifying, and oh my goodness me, the British Italian driver's heart must be plunging to his boots in that Toro Rosso. What a shame there. What a shame there for Jonathan there. As Dad said, hard enough having a cup of tea. As unfortunately, I think Jonathan might be needing more, something a bit stronger than that. After that, unfortunately, Jonathan is out of qualifying, and that is as far as his qualifying. That's as far as he's going to go. Unfortunately, he's going to be a 6th position at the moment. And we've also got a yellow flag in the pits then, as I feel it's Jonathan's car, is it? I think Jonathan's car is transported to the pits. Here comes Grant. Look how close he is to the bar there. I thought he was going to go into it then. We've also got a queue of cars, and here's Indigo. He's in the pits, and Indigo is in the pits, and I think he might have damaged the front nose cone, has he? Taicha has gone into 2nd fastest. Nosey is going into 3rd fastest. Then we got McLaren of Young, and here comes Young then, locking at the inside. He's in the pits, and so Emerson is carrying on. Then let's see what Emerson can do at the moment. Grant is on pole position. Is Emerson going to get through? No, he's second. But look at that, 400ths of a second separates the 2 drivers at the moment. Great rivals, great drivers as well. Murphy is only 5th fastest at the moment. Remember, the man leading the championship there is once again struggling for pace. Remember, Monaco, he's off the pace as well. As all got a bit frightfully too close in Monaco there for young Daniel there, didn't it? But he is 5th at the moment there. He's a 10th of a second off Knowlesy. And but his championship rival Jonathan there is unfortunately damaged the car, hasn't he? And that is such a shame there for Jonathan. Really is. He's going to start 8th position at the moment, and probably be down to 9th there if all these guys get the time done. So as it stands, and that's round 1 done. We are only going to have two attempts here at qualifying, isn't it? Of course, on some of the shorter tracks, maybe Austria and even Hungary, perhaps you might be able to get 3 runs in. But of course, around here, the longest track on the calendar, I think it's 2 runs, 2 and done there, isn't it? As let's just take stock. Then we're going to go for another run in just a few moments. Then it is Grant who's on pole position there for the Mercedes. And Brandon is back in the session. Rejoice, everyone. Emerson is 2nd position. But we got Taicha in 3rd position. Then I feel I'm getting better at that name. Brilliant. Nosey in 4th position. Then Murphy is in 5th. And no one else has set a time so far. But it's Noble, Young, Jonathan, and Indigo who is left for session there. And hopefully he'll come back in a minute then. But he's only got 6 minutes to get himself sorted out. Potentially Jonathan might get up into 8th position here. Grant in the pits then. As we're just going to stay with Dan at the moment as he's coming on in lap at the moment. Then yellow flag in 3 then as you got a Red Bull then once again. Then Knowlesy does really know how to lighten the car, doesn't he? I think that Knowlesy should be on a advert there for eco-friendly cars, shouldn't he? Really? I think that Aston Martin might have to make in the face of their hybrid because he really knows how to get that fuel there, doesn't he? right down to the last whisker. Look how Nara is coming in the pits then. I might expect some drop. Well, to be honest, when I first in the pit lane there when it was first introduced back in 2006, was it? And he goes back in the session. Excellent stuff then. Yeah, back in 2006 I think it was. Of course I was a bit concerned, to be honest. I thought we was going to have some really interesting pit problems there, but to be honest there hasn't really been much there. The nearest I think we've had issues in the pit lane was I think someone broke down in there once in a free practice session. In the race itself I think Maldonado, the rest Sutil and someone else in 2013 all came to blows, didn't they? But it wasn't really, I think it was someone just trying to come in the pit, so they didn't really block the pit entry as such, did he? But of course Maldonado, infamous for his incidents and all that kind of stuff, and once again involved in another one there. As Brandon said, he's in connection problems tonight, and that's a shame for Brandon, isn't it? Not only has he got a 5-place grip penalty, he's also disconnecting and reconnecting here. So that's not good at all there for Brandon, is it? But hopefully he can get himself sorted in 5 minutes time, 5-6 minutes time then, and we'll be and hopefully it's because, remember, as Dazza said, it's all about the race, isn't it? Remember, this is of course just to set up the grid there, isn't it? It's also probably a bit about pride as well, isn't it? But of course it's very important to have a good qualifying spot, isn't it? Albeit this track is quite good for overtaking on there. You can overtake down at that source. You can also overtake up the top of the hill at Lake Com as well then. And of course at the bus stop chicane as well, if you get a good old run there. XR has just confirmed that it was AI. Yeah, I think that's such cruel luck for XR, wasn't it? XR got himself into qualifying 3. Absolutely splendid lap there, wasn't it? It was an all or nothing lap there for XR, and we've been robbed of having a top 10 shootout. Really have. I've also been robbed as Jonathan has also been knocked out as well. Brandon's car seems to be the corporate there. So Brandon there is oh, excuse me. Oh gosh, I had a frog stuck in my throat then. Anyway, yeah, so I quickly clear my throat and get my composure back. Yeah, unfortunately, Brandon there is on an eventful qualifying session at the moment. He's got 5 plates group penalty, and he's also taking out XR as well. Of course, it wasn't him; it was his AI there, and that is you can't rebrain Brandon, really, can you? It's of course Codemasters who have got he's got a really bad lack of driving skill, hasn't it? Really, but. Yeah, it's all absolutely gutted for the man, isn't it? And he'll be 10th on the grid there in the race, which is coming up in just over 5 minutes' time in this. That's the beauty about league race, isn't it? Of course, in the real world of Formula 1, then potentially, sure, it might be interesting, mightn't it? Maybe there's going to be all kinds of weird and wonderful configurations. Young is invalidated this time now, so Young is invalidated. He's just gone purple. He's got to do a lot of harvesting now. He's only got 2 minutes there, Young has. He's been incredible, hasn't he? He's been a yardstick of this qualifying so far. He's been impressive, hasn't he? He's been impeccable, but now all of a sudden there he's under a lot of pressure then. He's got 2 minutes to go then. He's going to have to go around again, is he? He's coming in the pits then with 2 minutes to go then, so that is going to have to be a very quick turnaround there for the McLaren mechanics then. We're on board with Young as he comes into the pits then. We'll leave him to it for the minute then, and the man who's the first right at the moment is the man who's on provisional pole position at the moment, and there's Grant at the moment then. And Come to Get You's also joined the session as well. I didn't even see Come to Get You leave there, but he has come back into the session, and hopefully he is going to come and get some points then as well. Then Grant's there just coming out Puyo on there as well. Then so you can see then at the moment then he is he's just trickling around at the moment, isn't he? He is a bit like a well, it's a very, I was going to say a milk float really, but it's a very quick milk flow, isn't he? Going at still 90 miles an hour. I've got to say, you look at the cars there, don't you? You think 90 miles an hour, of course, in a proper in a road car, I should say, it does feel so quick. Quick, doesn't it? But in an F1 car, going 90 miles an hour, of course, Grant was just in tick over there, wasn't he? But my goodness me, he was motoring on, wasn't he? Fantastic, isn't it? These cars are so quick, aren't they? These cars are very big as well, these days. Of course, there was a picture going around on the internet, wasn't it? About Grant said, just of course the yellow flag, about how the length of the Hamilton's 2008 car to Hamilton's race-winning 2018 car, the difference is night and day, isn't it? I would like to go back to the more shorter. The shorter and less wider cars personally, but I read somewhere about it's just the hybrid technology. Of course, you've got the turbo in there, you've got the combustion engine in there, you've got all kinds of weird and wonderful gizmos in there. Really have, haven't you? So now is Indigo going up through Eau Rouge and into Radio there as well. We got a McLaren in front of us there, and I think that is a stint. That is Young. He is going to be very much on the perilous here. He's only got 40 seconds out to get around there. And where's he gone? He's gone behind us. Sorry, I was even looking at the screen there. So Young, he's only got 30 seconds. I don't think he's going to do it, guys. But then again, he's going to be touch and go, isn't it? I wonder if he's going to find a shortcut or two. Though he doesn't want to impede Indigo, does he? And I think he ain't going to do it. Then he ain't going to do it. And Indigo going wide there out of the turn window then, and before coming down into Puyong as well. Look at him go then. Fantastic stuff then. Before accelerating out there, it's a lovely corner. Puyong is there. You get an adrenaline rush when you just go down there. Is Emerson going to get through? He's got 4, 3, 2. My goodness me. He was as cool as a cucumber, wasn't he? Whoa, Indigo there. Almost all the track and then some coming out then. Now coming out to Stavilo as well. And you see he's gone purple at the second side to that. He has got one more breaking point to go then. It's all nothing. Young isn't going to qualify 7th position there. What a shame. He might even be lower. He might even be 8th then. With Indigo, he's got one more turn to make then. Sorry, he's got 2 more turns to make, but one more breaking point then. This is the last corner as Indigo is left for session now, and that was a Anticlimactic in there, wasn't it? Well, here comes Granty then, as Indigo doesn't set a time then, so that's unfortunate. So Jonathan's 8, Indigo's 9, Young is in 7th position there. Granty is invalidated his time there, so Granty's invalidated his time then, so unfortunately we're going to leave Granty. Here comes Noble, he's 6th position. Noble is, he's really mixing it here tonight, isn't he? Car 13 then, in the runner then, accelerates it away then, he comes out to the line, he's out for 44, 4, he is done bad, he's down at 43, 9, 4. Indigo is joining the session now. Here comes a teacher now. Teacher coming to the line. He is on pole position. A fantastic time there from a teacher there. Good stuff indeed. Here comes Alex Nosey. He is on pole position. An incredible time there from Nosey. And my goodness me, brilliant stuff there from Nosey. He is the king of Spa. It's King Nosey who is on pole position then. Here comes Murphy. Is Murphy there going to be the gesture? Is he going to be the Joker in the pack then? Is he going to steal Nosey's limelight here? He's coming up to the line. Murphy does it. Alex Nosey is on pole position then for the Belgian Grand Prix. What up there from Sir Alex Nosey then. Fantastic stuff then. And I got to say that Nosey they're really doing a cracking job there, stealing pole position there from under the noses of Granty from Teacher as well, and of course Emerson as well. Emerson was 4 tenths second back as well. Noble in 5th position in the end. Fantastic stuff. Murphy in 6th then. Young 7th. Jonathan 8th. Indigo in 9th position. After a bad day, I didn't need that. Disappointing there is Jonathan there. Unfortunately crashing there is I think he just overstepped the limit there into the chicane there, didn't he? Which is unfortunate. And so that is the grid then for the Belgian Grand Prix, which is coming up for you lucky guys in just a few minutes then. And this also gives me a good opportunity there just to wipe my hair away from my eyes then, and we'll be getting ready to get going then for the race. This is coming up in a couple of minutes then. I think we have a full grid then. We had a couple of guys there losing connection and come back in then, so hopefully we've got all 20 cars lined up and are ready to get racing around at Spa. Of course, action areas, keep an eye on Raddy on there, also keep an eye on Last Source as well. It's a very difficult, it's a hairpin start, isn't it? Of course, they charged in from Last Source down from the start line down into turn 1. Last Source won the shortest, drags down to turn 1. So, you got to really have a launch there, haven't you? But of course, then you got such a long drag all the way up from Last Source, all the way up to Lake Home there, and of course Slipstreaming and ERS and will also be in effect there as Noble has left the session there. So hopefully Noble can get back in fairly soon then, because we want Noble on the grid and ready to get going then. As we're just 21 seconds away from it. Noble needs to get back in as urgent as possible then, as we are just waiting. Unfortunately, I think. Luckily for Noble, he's already got his tire selected on it, because he would have had the tires that he would have qualified on in qualifying 2. And we'll go for the grid then from front to back in just a few moments then as well, as we'll be getting ready to get going then. So then we're all ready then, as the lights are on then, they'll go green, and we'll have a formation lap then. All the cars disappeared then, and let's just go for the grid chart from front to back then, from 1st to 20th then. We've got both horses on the back row there, haven't we? So not good. Gunther Steiner be absolutely livid with this weekend here in Haas at the moment. Nosey is on pole position then for the Belgian Grand Prix, an absolutely superhuman lap there for Nosey. Fantastic stuff. Alongside him is Titch. That's row 1. I'm loving that. Granty in 3rd position with Everson in 4th position there. 5th position is Murphy. No, 5th position is Noble. Then 6th position is Murphy. Then 7th position is Young. 8th position is Jonathan. 9th position is Indigo. 12th position is Exile there. He got robbed of a Q3 slot there, hasn't he? 11th position is Far from Andre in 12th position. Then we've got Grillsy in 13th. Hunter is in 14th position. My goodness me, who is that flying through? And we've also got Games in 15th position. And Coming to Get You in 6th position. All racing point, row 8 there. Sorry, row 7 there. Good stuff indeed then. No, I think it's row 8 actually, wasn't it? Yeah, it was row 8. Simon in 17th position then. Then we got Dazza in 18th position then. 19th position is Brandon with his 5 place grid penalty, and 20th position is LH44 then. Those are the 20 cars that is lining up for the Belgian Grand Prix. Just waiting for Noble to come back in, and he's left the station again. Noble he needs to get back in as soon as possible. This is going to be hurting Noble. He was in an amazing 5th position, but it's all going terribly wrong here at the moment then. So he really needs to get in the car straight away, doesn't he? Medium tires then for Granty, for Young, for Jonathan, for Exall, Farf, Andreas, Grillsy, Hunter, Games coming to get you, and Daza. Soft tires then for LH, for both horses and for the front row runners, for Emerson and Murphy as well. So I'm just taking a look. I can't see Noble's car here. This is not good at all for Noble, is it? What a shame then. As we're just coming to the grid now, we've already got Ferrari on there. I think Sam is already on the grid there, keen to go then, and that is an absolutely lovely fence there, isn't it? Of course, you can tell that's a proper Belgian fence, isn't it? Strong as you like. Anyway, here we go then for the Belgian Grand Prix. Then this is around 12 then of this amazing 21 lap race. Is going fantastic stuff. As Energetic has just said, Noble can't pick his car down. What a shame then. I think we have been robbed of what have been an absolutely fantastic race here. Noble, of course, said it's had a fantastic qualifying. We have been absolutely robbed there, and I think that this is appalling luck there for Noble. Really is there. What a shame then. We're just waiting for the lights to come on then, as we can see then there is a bit of a of course we're just pausing now, we're just waiting for it to go off, and so as the anticipation builds up, we're on board with the pole sitter right now. There are the lights then! We got 3, we got 4, we have a 5 lights, and we're off, and away we go. No, I think no, it's on the pole, it's a terrible start from the pole sitter. Murphy has got off already, he's up in the front position, championship leader as we come down to it. Teacher leads the race, and second position is an Olsey, third position is a Murphy then. As you can see there, as they come down into it, we've got a contact, I think we got contact, have we? And Emerson's on the pole inside, and he's coming to the El Rouge, and oh my goodness me, he's lagging, as they come into El Rouge and into Rally on as well, and say all through, they're all through, are they? That's a McLaren right off the train as well then, as he comes back on then, and they are all safely through there as they come down the Kemmel Straight then, as Nolsey is battling with Murphy as they come down into Lake Cobb. My goodness me then, as Emerson there is doing a jazz hands dance there, isn't he? Jonathan, you got a yellow flag, because there is a gate. I think that's Games has had a problem at the top of Lake Cobb then, and he is dropped down, and Jonathan is dropped behind Young at the moment, and Indigo is dropping down as well, and Indigo is being, who's that? Oh, it's Emerson there. Oh, Emerson is jumping around, he's jumping all over the show at the moment, isn't he? As you're also on a great battle, and Jonathan's on the pole and starts dropping down to 11th position, and I thought he was going to go on the inside of Exile. It's run out wide then. Sam might have a good look, he's on the soft compound tires at the moment. Let's just take a look at the position change as well, and it's we're on board then. It's his teammate there is just fluctuating back and forward at the moment, isn't he? Getting very interesting. And North on the pole and start, didn't he? He just seemed to didn't react to the lights very well, did he? Favre is up 7 positions. My goodness me, where did he come from? Favre is on an electric start in this race. That is absolutely fantastic. As Indigo is battling away then, as we got Emerson, who's teleporting back and forward at the moment, isn't he? He's having a real chance with that connection. He's been okay up to this point then. We're coming through Blanchemont as well. As Young is off the track slide there as he comes out Blanchemont. As it's very difficult to drive there. Emerson, they're just teleporting back and forward at the moment. And and the McLaren's off there. He is in the pits then. As we've also got Jonathan in the pits as well. As we got coming to get you, and Hunter there also battling away, coming down to last sort then as well. We got 19 cars. Unfortunately, Noble has got a DNS there because he couldn't pick his car. What a shame then. Yellow flag. That is a car off, and that is a McLaren. That's Hunter. Hunter's off in the McLaren. We got Brandon also off as well then, and not good at all. Jonathan is changing the nose cone. So is that Young as well. He's coming out the pits now in the McLaren, and he is being limited then to the speed limit. Sam there is out of ball, and Dan Murphy has got by Nolsey, the pole sitter. Dropped down the third now, and as Murphy has got by then, as you can see, we're on board then with Exile. Let's look at this, and Sam's had a fantastic race out there so far. Brilliant stuff out from the Ferrari driver there, really having an inspired day there. Good stuff indeed there from almost into the diffuser there of Exile there. Oh my goodness me, and that Ferrari there I thought was in the wall then, as getting very perilously close out. And look at Farf, star of the year, star of the season, fantastic stuff. LH44 is also up 8 positions as well. Sam is up 7 7 positions. Good stuff indeed then. Unfortunately, Jonathan Cox in Young have dropped down the most positions of 11 points. Knowlesy's had a problem. Knowlesy's had a problem on those soft tires. He has dropped down into 4th position. Farf is through. Farf is over the 3rd position. He is out of a fantastic start. A fantastic Belgian Grand Prix so far. Absolutely stunning stuff there. What can Knowlesy do then? Can Knowlesy get himself back into the podium positions here? Coming through Blanchimont now then. Look at this, and he's got the tone, and they're gaining on him then. Is Farf good defender? He's on the medium compound tires, soft tires there for Knowlesy, and he's going to come on. He's going to a length on the inside there. But Farf is not yielding 1 iota. And why should he then? Has got another fast up there for Ty Chad there. Good stuff indeed then. And look at this, we've got a bit of a Q4 behind him. Yeah, we find Farf at the moment then. Murphy is now checked out. That's a riddle there of Ang there, and Indigo also going side by side then. As DRS, I think, is enabled at the end of the third lap then. And here we go then. Now this is where it's going to get very tasty indeed then. As we're coming up to a radio then. All Rouge and on board Grant then, who was provisional pole position. Knowlesy there. He's having a squirm then, but now he's going to be under all kinds of pressure from Grant. Grant here side by side going down the Camel Straight. Yellow flag in one. Yes, Sam is in the wrong way. Sam is facing the, oh goodness me there. He's got to be careful he doesn't get disqualified here. Lovely turn there from Sam, and he is away then. But what a shame now for Sam then, because he was on a fantastic start when John Brandon's in the pits as well. And back to this battle here, and my goodness me then, we got a bit of a train here, a bit of fall the leader then, 3-second penalty for John for there, as he said then in the comment section, on a very difficult day out there at the moment there. And unfortunately the qualifying session hasn't gone very well, nor has this race here. Back on board with Indigo at the moment there, as he is looking at us in the dirty area coming off the back, as Knowlesy has dropped down in 5th position there. I've got to say Knowlesy did a very good job there to keep it out of the wall there at the top of radio, and they're fantastic stuff. Unfortunately Sam didn't there. Sam has damaged the car, hasn't he? And in the front, his great start from 10th position, he's now dropped down into 16th position in the Ferrari. Indigo is now all over the back of the pole sitter Knowlesy then, as the Knowlesy is now starting to drop down the drop down the order at the moment. And look at Indigo, my goodness, he's going to go side by side through the through Blanchimont. My goodness me, he's had a fantastic way over there. Knowlesy is not doing it, so my goodness me, there's a whisker between them two. Is a cigarette paper as they come into the bus stop chicane. Indigo's got the outside line, but because Knowlesy's got the inside line, as they go side by side through the incredible race. Too amazing. And Sam is retired from the race there, coming out of Stavolo. And good stuff from Indigo and Knowlesy. Hats off, that is incredible racing. Knowlesy is going to have the DRS then, as Grillsy is in the pit set for the Toro Rosso then. Sam out of the race there, unfortunately, coming on the exit of Stavolo then. That looks, I assume that's going to be a big old smash there as well. What a shame then. And they come over Raddy on there as well then. So Knowlesy are back on board with him now then. And he's gaining. Exal's retired. Exal is retired from the race then. And it is coming up the hill. It's coming up the hill. Where is it? Oh, goodness me. That was a big smash there for Exal. Virtual safety car. So they have to slow down. They have to stay onto the Delta. As, might come at the wrong time for some drivers there, as they was going side by side. No, that's unfortunate for the likes of Knowlesy at the moment. And look, there's a Mercedes there just trying to pop out there of Grant there. A free-tail penalty there for Young there, who's cut the corner there under a VSC then. So that's a shame for Exile. We've lost Sam and we've lost Sam and Exile there. And it's Knowlesy there has been overtaken there by Andreas there, and Jonathan's got a drive-through penalty for speeding on the safety car. Knowlesy's got back through and he is back on 6th. I wonder if Ang there was just standing through, but if he was, then oh my goodness gracious me, then so close, and there is whiskers between them, there is inches between them, as Andreas now all over the back of Knowlesy. He's pushing him. Is he coming through Stavolo as well then? Out of Paul Frere through Stavolo, you can see them now accelerating away then. That's where he lost unfortunately Sam on the last time. Look at this, as Ang there is really pushing once again there. He's going side by side once again. Knowlesy is side by side now. I gotta say, must love going side by side for you. Look how close they are. My goodness me then. How that shows how good these drivers are. Look at the brake disc glowing on front and rear there. Absolutely amazing quality from all these drivers out there, isn't it? How close are those guys then? Of course, normal mortals like myself would have crashed there, wouldn't they? But those guys didn't. Absolutely fantastic stuff into last source, and Grant is all over the back of Farfan coming out of last source. We've also got the red there as well. Oh my goodness me, it's like far the leader, isn't there? So they come down into Eau Rouge as well. We're back on board with Andres, and they're coming up the hill then. Look at this once again then. Farf, Granty and Indigo then. It's come over the top. Fantastic. Oh, that's a Red Bull. That's Knowlesy there, who is taking a shortcut, and he has got a good red there on Andres. And look at this, we can't even see him, and we know the hits between Red Bull and Emerson there is just darting through. No, yet he's back behind now. As Emerson now in a bit of difficulties with the connection there, isn't he? And I bet that's very difficult to drive against as well there as Emerson there. It's just darting back and forward at the moment, isn't he? And Jonathan is back in the pits there as he's got a drive-through penalty, hasn't he, for the speeding under safety car. I apologise, guys, because we normally like to look up and down the field, but at the moment, and my goodness me, this is the action on track at the moment. It's been absolutely fantastic racing. Really has been good stuff. It's been gold standard, hasn't it, by the gold drivers. It's absolutely brilliant stuff. A part of Friday Night Racing, a part of the Red Line Racing community. Absolutely good stuff indeed. Then Indigo is now all over the back then, of course, on the soft tyres. Then soft tyres own up well in the strategy. I haven't even talked about strategy yet. My goodness me, there's been so much action. Then we haven't even had a chance to talk about strategy. I gotta say, Farf has really put a spanner in anyone's strategy predicaments, because I don't think anyone expected a medium tyre shod Farf to be involved there. They did probably expect the likes of Andreas and Grant in there, but Farf, who was quite way down the field, wasn't he? But he is up there, isn't he? Granty's on the outside. That's a magnificent maneuver there. Farfar's just trying 3 second field here for Granty. Farfar strong arming him, and now Indigo is going to go on the inside of Granty, going into last source. Is he? Oh, and Grant's there cutting through. Granty and Farfar come together, and now then we're going to have a drag race there as we're coming down. Oh my goodness me, I thought it's going to be the racing point all over again there, but look at this, this is great stuff as they come up the hill there. Look at Granty almost losing it. Indigo goes through. He lost so much momentum there, and Grant's there just about stayed on track then as well. Young is set the fast on the racer. Lovely shot here from Ang there, but from Andreas there, but as Farf is dropped behind his teammate Granty, who's going on the inside. Contact, and there's been a major inside at the top of the lane column there. Farf who's on. Oh goodness gracious me, and my voice broke there. And Farf has just come back and try that. That's Hunter there is just having to make sure that he doesn't have any problems with Farf is going to drop it down that position. Hunter drop it down into that position then. I gotta say, then we had a beautiful shot there, didn't we, of what happened there? But I wonder if did Granty touch in there, or was it kind of it might have been like might have been the air disturbance as well? But Indigo is up in the third position then, and he is now chasing down Murphy at the moment. Taicha is in second position, is first at the moment, and good stuff indeed then with Granty in fourth position. Nosey is in fifth then. Emerson is sixth then as it stands at the moment then in the Ferrari. Good stuff indeed then. Getting very close there out of Stavlo then. And this is the closest battle on track at the moment. Of course, they were so close, weren't they? Nip and tuck between those guys. It was absolutely fantastic racing out there. It really was. And 2/10 of a second separates Nolte and Grandson as Granty got damage on that Mercedes. No, it isn't. It's as clean as a whistle. John's got another penalty. Murphy is coming to the pits then. So Dan's in the pits. Indigo's in the pits as well. And Taicha is stayed out of the road. So that's interesting. So is Nosey. So is Emerson. And there is a lot of pit drama then in the pit lane here in Sparta, as Nosey there is going to get he's getting quite intrigued on the back then, isn't it? Granty, Nosey and Emerson know each other quite well, don't they? So this is going to be interesting. So they come up to Low Rouge and into Radion once again, then coming to get Cheers in the pits. Well, where is Daza's coming out of the pits, as just coming out there, but Murphy's in front. That might be crucial. We're on board then with Daza there. He's going to go on the inside then, as that door is always going to close out, but he's lost it in a big way. Oh, I thought he got away with that, but unfortunately but dirty air just upset the car. Noble's left a session there, as just disappointing there, as Indigo is now in front of Games and up into 10th position there. Anger's just got by Andreas just got by Daz as well then. As yellow flags, and we're fluttering in sector 1 then. So at the moment then, Taicha is currently leading this race out by 5.1 seconds then. He might have to come in the pit, so just cover off any undercut here, which the attempt has been made. As once again there's Emerson there teleporting in front of Knowles at the moment there, isn't he? A bit like Doctor Who. I think he's in the TARDIS tonight, if it's painted red there. And Emerson there just keeps teleporting back in front there. I think he's had too much Red Bull, hasn't he? And as they come up to well. Knowles has had too much Red Bull, hasn't he? And they're coming into Blanchimont once again then. As we're on board at the moment then, as I've just I've been asked, do I commentate on Thursday nights? Normally, yes. yes, I do then. Usually that's after a good pucker pie. Ty Chat has come into the pits and he is in the pits and then he's gonna go onto the medium tires. I think then that is my Mystic Meg prediction there. As you can see, I'm a fortune teller now. Of course, and I think that's the only tires that go on the hard tire. Oh, yellow flag in free. That's a Red Bull. That's Daz in the wall coming out of Stamina. What is it? It's a safety car. A safety car here. Oh my goodness me. Who is this going to help then? Well, Ty Chat's just come out of the pits and Murphy is out of the pits as well at the moment then. As we're just having a look then. Sorry, I got distracted there. Yeah, so Murphy in 10th position, Indigo in 10th position, Murphy in 9th position, Games, and we got Stetson as well in 12th position. Andreas, who is behind the safety car, there be lights, the green, there they are, that's green to go, Andreas, and he should be just going around to catch up to the Crocodile. Favre's got 3-second penalty, then Grosey coming on the medium tyres. So into the pits comes Brandon, he's on the medium tyres as well, and Jonathan coming in the pits, and he might have to go on the medium tyres. He is coming on the medium tires out for the Taurus. This is good for him. This is definitely good there for Jonathan there. And he is away then as well. And Grant, he hasn't come in the pitch yet. This drive-through penalty for Farfed. Oh goodness me then. And that is not good at all from Farf's point of view, is it? As he is unfortunately there. I'm surprised at the amount of penalties we get on the virtual safety car and the safety car as well. Of course, you got to adhere to the Delta there, don't you? As Daz just said, silly mistake again, just made it a lot more interesting. Indeed you did, my good man, indeed you did there. It's really spiced up the race, hasn't it? And I got to say though, I think you did an absolutely fine job there. And I got to say, it's very difficult in league racing, isn't it? It is really difficult indeed. Believe me, my goodness me, I showed still on course for one lap, especially around here. Just got up to Rouge, just making it through a Rouge in the radio on the first lap was absolutely brilliant stuff indeed there. As he was energetical there. I think that's what it was. Energetic, sorry. I'm yeah. It's just saying that well, thanks for that, guy. Thanks for that, mate. Yeah, really appreciate that. Good stuff. I do love a good compliment or two. It's a shame I can't pronounce anyone's name right though, isn't it? It's into the pit comes Alex Nosey now then, as he is in the Red Bull then. So in the pits as ever says well. We've got coming to get you. Who's in the pits there on the medium compound tire. That's an interesting strategy. Hunter in the pits as well then, as Daz saying this is first league race, but he'll be back then, and that's good stuff. We want you back as well. I think I definitely say that you have done an exceptional job on your league race. My first league race, oh no, they're just giving a kick of oversteer coming out of the pits there, just showed off it. I think he knew the camera was on him, didn't he? Those there, of course, the man who loves to put on a show, doesn't he? My goodness me, that was a good show coming out of the pits there. Emerson in third position. We've got intermediate tyres. We've got intermediate tyres there on Games then. Games has rolled the dice then. He thinks there's rain coming. I'm not too sure because there is just nothing but a cloud in the sky there. But Games there has got on the intermediate tyres then. And of course, remember, Raikkonen went on the full wet tyres in Malaysia 2009 then. But this might be, but remember, there was rain coming but in that race there. But of course, Ferrari just absolutely got that wrong there by almost 5-10 laps, didn't they? In this race, I think the game, you can see, look at the sky. There's a couple of white fluffy clouds up there, but there's nothing more, is there? So I would say that the Games might be slightly on the back foot here. But you never know. Around here, as I said in qualifying, this does have its own weather system, doesn't it? But yeah, unfortunately for Games, then he is unfortunately he's yeah, gone the wrong tires at this moment. Then, so an interesting gambler, Jonathan there. This is good stuff for Jonathan there. Granty and Favre haven't come to the pits yet. Everyone else has come to the pits yet. This is definitely going to be a strategy dilemma, isn't it, for the guys that did start on the medium tires? Everyone else is starting on the soft tires. It was kind of an easy one coming to the pits there. Coming to get you is on the soft tires. Hunter's on the soft tires as well. Oh, I think they might be able to get to the end on the soft tires. That's a possibly. Games there. I wonder if he go on the intermediate tires actually, because he's gambling for the safety car to stay out for one more lap. And if it does, then he would have one lap less actually on the whatever tires he goes on, which might be the soft tires. I wonder if he's going to throw on a set of soft tires now and try and get to the end of this race then. As I take a breath there, as I just try to catch my breath. It's been an frantic 9 laps here, as I think that Games is praying that safety car sign doesn't come out saying it's coming in then. From my point of view and from you guys' point of view, I kind of want the safety car to come in then. As we're on board then, those lights are still on then. And at the moment then, it looks like we're going around for one more lap then here in Spa then. So we have one more lap, and I think Games is going to be very happy with that. And good stuff indeed there. There's a bit of a gap between RH44 and come to get you. Of course, I think it's like a 10 car length gap you're now to drop back to, is it? So, yeah. So I think that's... so that's all right. And Grant there, I thought he was going to the pits there as well there. But, yeah, going back to Dazzler there, into the pits. I expect Games to come into the pits at the end of this, and he does, and so does Hunter as well. Hunter's come back in the pits. I wonder, and look, we've got a couple of other guys in the pits. Well, Emerson's in the pits then, and I wonder if they're throwing on number 7 medium tires just to make sure they can get to the end then. Or maybe Emerson might be throwing on a set of soft tires. Is he? Is it? Well, at the moment, he has taken his penalty by looks the Ferrari driver is, and lovely shot here of the centre helmet that he's got then. As yeah, it's on the medium tyres. Hunter's also on the medium tyres. Well, Games also on the medium tyres. On the right tyres this time then, as the rain didn't come, which Games thought it was. Emerson's really lost a lot of time there with that 5-second penalty by looks in the Ferrari, and he has dropped down unfortunately then, and he is in 16th position. He's at the back of the Crocodile then. So the Crocodile's going to go around for one more lap then, going back to Dazzler then, of course, making his league debut. Yeah, I think he's done a fantastic job today, Dazzler is, and we'd be great. It's great to have you in the course Friday night racing part of the RRC. Good stuff indeed then, and yeah, looking forward to seeing you racing again. And yeah, I think you've done a fantastic job today. In my league debut, it didn't go well at all for me. So yeah, so I broke my front wing, and I generally thought that I was good enough to go out with a front wing. How wrong was I? I was basing it on career mode, and of course my career mode I race on amateur. Of course I don't, but well, if I did that, I'd just have my head in shame really. But yeah, I think that yeah, I really did. It's much more difficult in actual league racing. It really is, isn't it? Of course, there. As maybe the strategy which Jeff gives you is not the optimal strategy, isn't it? And you've got to also think on your feet, haven't you? You also got to make sure that you condition the car as well, haven't you? For both qualifying and the race. So you can't just set up the car for qualifying, and do not also. I'd also say another thing: do not take your setups off time trial as well, because I've done that. And thinking that I'm a clever little boy, I am really not. So yeah, I wouldn't do that either. Of course, then it's also about adapting your strategy, adapting your setup. And I would suggest ask one of the guys actually, because all these guys here are happy to share. Well, most of them are, I would say, are very happy to share their setups as well. And they've got some really good setups. Of course, Manley in the race has a very good setup as well. Farf is also really good at tuning the car. And of course, Dan Murphy, I think he's always happy to help, isn't he? Of course, Dan Murphy has really come a long way, hasn't he? Of course, because I think me and Dan, a safety car is at the end of this lap then, and I'm going to tell that story for another day, perhaps then. But yeah, also Dan's another man that's really good with setting the car up, as is Hunter and all, and everyone like that then. So anyway, we're now going to go back racing then. Granty becomes the de facto safety car. We are about to get racing. Where are they? There they are. Look, they're in the foreground there then. As Granty is the safety car, he's just backing the pack up here then. We're going to have a magnificent couple of final field laps. I say a final field. We're only on lap 11 here. Well, we'll be on lap 11 as Emerson down in 16th position moment, so can Emerson then get himself back from the field there. Safety car just coming to the pit entry now then. When is Granty going to go? Granty and Farf have definitely got to make another stop. How are they going to be able to repel the attack then? Is Granty going? Is he going? I think he's got it out forward. We are back racing here. Emerson has got a 5-second penalty there for colliding with a Games there. I'm not sure if that is a bona fide penalty or not there. We're back racing here in Belgium. Indigo's already passed Murphy there. Games also got a 5-second penalty there. And Murphy there and Indigo battling coming down to last source. Don't see an overtake usually down to last source, but Murphy is Indigo is having the 4th position then. Murphy dropping down to 5th position then. And Indigo is now on his way then. And Ticho, who qualified in 2nd position there, is currently 3rd position at the moment then, but he's the first man then who has pitted. There's just looking over to come through a route there. They all carry through safely there. I'm just making sure that seems to be the action point here, isn't it? As Indigo's 3 times the 2nd back then, they're all coming down. Young is very close to Gross as they come up to Lake Com. Oh my goodness me, that was incredible how he slowed the car down. That was fantastic braking ability there from Young. Fantastic stuff. Hats off to the McLaren driver. Hats off to the young McLaren driver. Brilliant stuff indeed. That look at him, he's pushing him. Gross, he pushed him as the Games and Hunter are also battling away as well. Look at them, they're side by side coming through the Jackson X turn there as well. Hunter is oh my goodness me, went in too deep. Emerson is floating through that. He's also going on the inside into Pooyong. And oh my goodness me, Hunter is on the wrong part of the track. He's got down to the front wing. Emerson is through. Emerson is through. Or is he through? I don't know. They're side by side then. Here, I don't know what to believe here. They're side by side as they come through. Oh, Hunter as oh my goodness me, we'll leave that to it. Games is off. Games is off. He is not in the wall. Great car control. Fantastic stuff. How he stayed out of the bar. That was brilliant stuff indeed there. Just flicking back through the field. Coming to get you. It's actually coming to get Knowles here at the moment. Yellow flag. It's I think Games is still recovering in the background as well. Indigo is now 2 times away from Taicha as well. And Indigo's on a fantastic race there. Yellow flag in free. Games is struggling there. Young is got by Grillsy this time. Favre is in the pits and Favre's in the pits after only a couple of laps, and that's surprising. I thought Favre was going to go much longer than that then. And then coming out to last source again then. Yeah, Favre, that's surprising. I thought he was going to go a couple laps longer. Granty has gone a couple laps longer then. And now they're coming up into, this is where it's going to get very dicey indeed. Remember, no DRS set. We got to wait till the next lap, and then we'll have DRS again. And of course, no DRS set after the first, after the first 3 laps of the safety car. And here comes Indigo. He's coming up to the back of Teacher as well. And Teacher is out. Is he going to defend? Is he going to defend? Games are getting another free penalty then. And in the one then, I think, oh, yellow flag. Yellow flag. Hunter is out of the race, and that's a big smash. It's a safety car. Safety car. And that might help Far from also have Games as well. Another safety car in this epic Belgian Grand Prix then. And this one won't be a shorter one this time, as the cars are quite close together. And Hunter damaging his front wing coming out of the Jack Hicks turn when they were side by side with Games there. And I think I might have contributed then, as he had damage there, and he just had probably understeered slightly off the racing line then. And he is out of the race then. So I think Hunter, what a shame there. He had a disappointing qualifying and knocked out of Q2 there. And also today then as well in the race and out of the race then. So we've lost 5 cars in this race. Noble unfortunately was robbed of his place on the grid there, wasn't he, earlier on this race, as he got as he left possession, then he couldn't get back in. A shame for Noble there. That was disappointing, isn't it? We have also lost Sam as well. We lost Exile, we've lost Daz, and we have lost Hunter then in this race at the moment. And so we've got 12 out of 22. I'm wondering if Granty might take this opportunity to come in the pits, because this is not the safety car I wanted Granty to. He was trying to stretch his legs out here, wasn't he? He wanted to stretch his legs out here so he can pull away and then come in the pits and throw on a set of new soft compound tyres, the red striped soft compound tyres. But at the moment this is not ideal at all. And so Granty is the race leader at the moment then, as you can see he's slowing down here at the moment. So is he coming in the pits? He is in the pits now then. This is not ideal for Granty then, so he's going to have to come in the pits then and make some overtakes then. Taicha leads the Belgian Grand Prix. We've also got coming to get you coming in the pits as well then, and he's on the soft tyres then, so I wonder if he's going to go onto the medium tyres. Maybe I'll never go on the soft perhaps then. Farfetner is also coming back in the pits as well. So I'll just take a breather then. Lap 13 out of 22 then. So then, who else? We got a lot of pit action then. Farf in the pits. Andre's in the pits. Young's in the pits as well. Coming to get you. Grillsy and Grant are all in the pits then. Granty's on the soft compound tyres then. So is coming to get you. So is Grillsy. Farfet, he's on the soft tyres as well. And there's a Renault there just coming out then. Farfet being released there. Just behind the Renault team as well. And into the pits comes Games as well. Who, I think this is actually his 4th stop, isn't it? Let's just take a look then. As Grillsy. Grillsy's retired from the race. What's happened to Grillsy? As oh my goodness me, that is in the straight line. He's gone into the back of someone. I'm sure he has. Grillsy has gone into the back of someone, as the Racing Point team are, I think they're just taking the 5-second penalty. Grillsy's gone to the back of someone, and that is a huge blow and a shame for Grillsy there. On his return to Friday Night Racing, to the RRC, he is out of this race. What a horrific ending there for Grillsy. What a shame indeed then. Games there is almost got the Lakeham straight there to get back into this. So we've got 14 cars remaining. I would like to know what happened to Grills then, because that is unusual, isn't it? Anyway, let's take stock then. Lap 13 out of 22. We got safety car. We got Titcha. We got Indigo, Murphy, Knowlesy, LH44. LH44 started on the back of the grid. Fantastic stuff. He's up to 5th position. Jonathan has muscled his way back into contention as well. Then he had a difficult start to the race, wasn't he? But he's back in it. Same with Brandon as well, also on the back of the grid after that 5-place grid penalty. He is in 7th position. Emerson in 8th position as well. He had a 5-second penalty served for the Ferrari driver, but he is in 8th. Well done indeed then. Then we got the soft runners then. We got Granty coming to get you. Young, Andre, Farf and Games then. All on soft tyres then. And one of Emerson or anyone that is in the mid-pack going to also come in and have a gamble and go into the soft tyres as well. We're on board with the Williams driver, Taicha, doing a fantastic job here today then. In the Williams, fantastic stuff indeed then. It's a safety car coming at the end of the lap then. His games are locking up there in the racing point and he is just trying to catch up to the back. I think safety car's going to be out for one more lap around here. One more lap then for the safety car. And then we'll be back racing, I think then. Well, that's my bold prediction in this race then. Whether it's right or not, I do not know then. My predictions are never right, to be honest. So, yeah, we'll worry about that later on then, shall we? Anyway then, so yeah, safety car is out once again then. I gotta say that's good for me then, because I can have a breather then. 14 cars remain then in this Belgian Grand Prix. We are going to be on lap 14 then. We are going to have 8 fantastic, well, I'd say 7 fantastic laps around Spa. Frank Scholl said round 12 then a Friday night. This is brilliant stuff indeed. Of course, the silver guys have just about finished, haven't they? Over on the Ninja's channel as well. And so yeah, I think that I bet that was a good race as well, wasn't it? As Emerson there is swapping positions there, isn't he? As Emerson is really keen to get going, and so is Grant as well. I wonder if it's just some jumping around there from Emerson and getting really keen to get going, isn't he? Emerson is, and I don't blame him. I'm keen as well. Games is up to the back then. One more lap, and we'll be back racing then here in Spa. Then, as you can see, as Taicha there is just weaving from left to right then, as he is trying to get some heat into those medium compound tires then. So this is going to get very good indeed then for the remainder couple of laps then. So what is Taicha going to do then? He's done 6 laps on these soft tires, 7 laps for Indigo, 7 laps for Murphy. Is these laps, are they going to be pivotal to the outcome of this race then? What about Emerson's done 4 laps on his medium tires, so he has the freshest of the medium compound runners then. Everyone behind him is on the soft tires, so they're going to have instant grip, but the soft tire is going to last for another 7 laps around here at high racing speed is the question. It's a long. It's 7 laps. Doesn't sound like a long. Doesn't sound like a long way, but this track is 4 miles long, isn't it? It's the longest. It's the longest race on the longest racetrack on the calendar, and so these tires do have to go quite an awful long way still, doesn't it? Of course, 20 laps is actually the lowest amount of lappage there, isn't it? In the whole league racing, isn't it? So, but these laps do fly by, doesn't it? Because this racetrack is like an adventure, isn't it? The way you go around, I described it as a roller coaster, didn't I? Almost like Roland Keaton describes life as a roller coaster. But this track is a roller coaster. It's absolutely fantastic stuff, and I'm really keen to get this race back going there. As it's a youngest goal with a 5-second penalty for ignoring that yellow flag side. We got all kinds of alloys going out in the midfield there between Granty and Emerson. As I wonder if it's getting a bit personal there, isn't it, between those 2 drivers? As yeah, so yellow flag side. Can't really know a yellow flag side for so young then, who is looking class acts in qualifying. On a bit of a difficult start in this Friday night racing, isn't it? But safety cars at the end of the start then coming out of Stablo now, as Taichi is going to be the de facto safety car now, so we're going to get back racing in just a few minutes then. So here we go then, as you can see, so he comes to safety car. He slows the pack down. He has to let Bernd Mailander get to the pit lane, then he can go then. And of course he's got to judge this to perfection as well. Emerson and Grant there, my goodness me, they're like switching places at the moment, isn't it? Goodness me, those guys, I'm going to be interested to see what those guys do when we get back racing in just a few moments then. And look at them all, they're bunched up, and now we go, Titsie's back going, and look at him, he is caught Indigo going to sleep then. He's a 7th of a second gap then, and now then we come up to the start finish side. Now we're going to be back racing, and Grant and Emerson is still battling away. You cannot overtake until the start finish line, and now we're back racing then, and they're taking a look up and down the up and down the grid then, up and down the field then. John for the 6th position, Brandon 7th, then we got to Emerson, we got to Young there, who's battling tooth and nail there with Angen. Angen's going to switch on the inside into last source. My goodness me, he flew from miles back there. Fantastic overtake. Indeed then, there's a bunch just popped off my shirt, and I should have briefed out then. As we come to Old Rouge and into running on there as well then. Angen is just right behind him at the moment then, as he is gaining. Oh my goodness me, then look at that look at that Farf, look at Farf. Far for this, also Emerson and Grant jumping around there. Look at it, it's like a train there. Who is going to be able to unstoppable? That's a sandwich. Oh my goodness me. Knowles has got a 3-second penalty. It's getting very tight there. That's fantastic racing then. A bit of argy-bargy. My goodness me though, but no one caused an accident there. Oh, it was absolutely fantastic. So Farf has got damage there. Farf is not shy of a bit of wing damage. Obviously, he's got the pace to drive around that. He's in 12th position at the moment there. But somehow Young is still in 12th position. after all that fracas there. Fantastic stuff. Oh, down, dear, and that's 2 end plates gone for the Renault driver, and now he's going to have a lot of understood. Games is trying to get through there as Andre trying to defend his position. A lock up there for Games. He's up into the 12th position. Good stuff. Farfus, I think that might be too much damage for Farfus. I said already, he might have been able to drive around that, but unfortunately not the case. Granty's moved up to 8th position. He's the first of the soft compound runners then to charge for the field there as well. We're on board for him now, and he will have a pace advantage at this stage race, but we have the pace advantage coming into as Indigo's now will get half the gap down to 5/10 of a second. Then well, there or thereabouts. Also coming to get here is all over the back of Emerson as well. I wonder if Emerson might be regretting not coming into the pits perhaps and going on to the soft compound tires. We've also got Games there who's all over the back of Farfus in the pits. Andreas stayed out of the pits. Well, Angus got Andreas got a 3-second penalty there. I think it was 5 actually, wasn't it? I'm even making stuff up there. Granty is past. Brandon moved up into 7th for this or has it then, because we're going to have a drag race coming down into Eau Rouge and into Radion then. And look at this then. Now it's like Granty is through and up into 7th for this there. So come through Radion as well. Look at Brandon there. He's almost pushing Granty there. Granty's got a 3-second penalty. That might come back to cause him issues. Farf in the pits and he's on the soft tires and to the end of the race and Farf is. But unfortunately there he's going to be well out there. Brandon's gone white then. And Brandon spun it. Oh, he's half spun it and has come to get that second race of action, and he is through and up into 9th position, and as Brandon has dropped down to 10th then. Wow, amazing stuff then at the moment. Young is in the 10th position, well then he is now found his footing, found his mojo, and he is back up into 11th position, and can he get some points then here in Friday Night Racing? This has been fantastic stuff, hasn't it? And now as they come down into Puyong as well, and it's been a fast crash. Oh, that's a fry! That's Emerson off the track, then coming out Puyong, and he has damaged the car. Oh, no, he hasn't damaged the car. Emerson, wow, hats off, my good man then. Really good stuff indeed there. Jonathan is coming very keen on that 5th position there, isn't he? Jonathan's luck has spun around there, hasn't it, today? He's done a very good job, hasn't he, Jonathan has? And he is, of course, he is having an awful time at the beginning of this race. Now, all of a sudden, he is back within the points there. Well, he's in the middle part of the points, but he has got Granty there. He's got Granty defending. Granty going through Blanchemont then, and he is going to go on the inside, then coming to the bus stop as well. Is he going to have a lunch? Not quite. As Jonathan there keeps his position. Young is through and up into 9th position and passes Brandon. DRS has been enabled then. As Brandon was going into the pits then, but I think he changed his mind then, or the game did, I don't know. And now then he's coming into last source then. Young is still a fast on race. He is flying on those soft tires. Jonathan ends up going on the outside. Granty on the inside as a drag race, but Granty is through and passes Jonathan and is up into 6th position. Fantastic overtake there from Granty. He is on his way there. He is up to 6th position. He's got 5 laps or so then to get into the lead then. Toward the lead then. Indigo is taking the lead of the Belgian Grand Prix. Coming out of the Camel Straight there. Granty is past Al Haitian up to 5th position. In 2 corners he's got Bubba to 5th. Fantastic stuff indeed then. As just take a look to see if once again another lock up there from Young there. He's really punishing those soft tires. I know those soft tires don't have to last for too long there, but still, he's definitely going for the run of their money, for the run of their life at the moment, isn't they? 3-second penalty for Taicho at the moment, and as Taicho's unfortunately lost the lead of this race, and hasn't he? As Young there just going slightly wide then, coming out of the corner and no name then. As this is going to be very interesting. Far and almost a second back, Granty this moment. He's coming through the field like a hot knife through butter, coming to get you. Jonathan is off the track. Jonathan's off the track then, and he is unfortunately as he's coming out Puyong as well. Same with Emerson. He is also just about got away with that, unfortunately, in terms of damage, but not in terms of time. He is out of the points there, John Fizz. What a shame there from the British Italian driver there, and then he was having a great inspired race coming back through the field, wasn't he? And that is just may have blown his chances of getting points there, or any major points. Was his championship rival Dan Murphy is in 3rd position there, and he is going to add another 15 points there onto his bill there, onto his tire. Coming to get you, is he going to have a look? Young is coming just to come to get you a bit of a nudge there. I think Young was coming to get you there, wasn't he? As the awful puns continue down to Cola to last source again. Granty is a half a second back, and Young is diving up the inside. He's past Games. He's past the gun. Coming to get you, and he is up into 7th position there. Coming for the field like a hot knife from Bart. Fantastic. And toward the hot knife from Bart. Here comes Granty, and he is fired up Eau Rouge and into Radio as well. Nolte is to the front as he was the pole sitter, wasn't he? All that time ago, and Knowles there is trying to defend his 6th position there, but I don't think it's no use. Young is also by as well, and up in 6th position there. Young is having a great battle. So we've got 4 laps to go then. 4 laps to go then. Grant is in 4th position. Young is in 6th position, and this race is far from over, everyone. Stay with us, folks. This is going to be a fantastic end to the Friday night racing here in Belgium. This is absolutely fantastic. Grand Prix really is. It's been absolutely outstanding driving from all these guys up and down the field. Really good stuff indeed. I'm back on board. We're coming to get you on the soft tires at the moment. He's got LH just in front of him, and Knowlesy is 4 seconds away from Grant at the moment. Then Murphy is now 8/10 of a second. He is starting to catch Tycho at the moment then, and that's going to become very interesting indeed then in the final stage of the race then. So it's so close, isn't it? We've got 2 safety cars in the matter of a couple of laps there, which really did spice things up in the middle part of the race. And it's Grant. He is now just 5/10 of a second away from Murphy, his teammate, and I'm wondering. And then of course remember, Murphy is in the championship battle. Grant is not. Is there going to be some team orders to play here in the Mercedes? I'm not sure if I will, because Granty has got such the advantage at the moment, hasn't he? It'd be a bit silly to deploy your team orders, wouldn't it? I don't know. I'm not a team principal, am I? So I haven't got that racing instinct behind me there. And coming to get you is the meat and the half sandwich at the moment. So of course, and the Americans do love a good of meat, don't they, as well? But look at this, we've also got another racing point in there as well, haven't we? Good stuff indeed. Then coming to get you then is into the pits. That's contact. That was on. Both forces racing points have come together, and one of the I think it was Brandon there who just overshot the corner there, and Jonathan is snuck through and back up in the 8th position, then is into coming to get you, is now down in 9th position as well. Look at his teammate there, is really getting interested, isn't he? And look at these guys, they're going to swamp Jonathan here, aren't they? The Toro Rosso's in trouble there, and look at this, they've just gone through Jonathan there. My goodness me, that was an interesting move, wasn't it? And so both racing points there getting by Jonathan and back up into 8th and 9th position. Jonathan dropped back down to 10th. Brandon damaged to the car, and racing point all over the track, they caused themselves issues, and as look at that. Oh my goodness me, then this ain't go wide, then the games are coming to get you. Not really. We're talking about team orders and team rules. My goodness me, they're not over each other. Oh my goodness me, he is spotted. Oh, contact then. And I think that was Brandon once again. Brandon is not having a good old time at the moment. Oh, that's Young who's off the track as well. Oh goodness me, then this is getting an incredible race here. Granty's up in the 3rd position there. Young there is just I think Young is calling it a day in the McLaren. What a shame there for Young, and he had a very strong qualifying session, didn't he? But the race there has been difficult, hasn't it? Granty is about 3 seconds away from Indigo on soft tires. Indigo is on the medium tire then. We've got 3 laps to go then. Who is going to win then this Belgian Grand Prix then? As they come through the bus stop chicane then, accelerate over it then. Granty, I got to say, coming in the pits then earlier on, and that fantastic. The other man who was coming through the field was Young. He is out of the race then, out of the session. What a shame there. He was looking good in qualifying as well, but it just didn't materialise, did it? Murphy is in 4th position then, as it stands at the moment, and 12 points. And Jonathan has moved himself up into 7th position now, come back through there. We got a racing point of Games there, who is looks like he's overshot the bus stop there, and he's dropped out the points there as well. Brandon is now going to be under a lot of pressure then from the front. And look at this is 2nd position. Granty has got through, passes Tycher, sorry, and he is up into 2nd position. 2.2 seconds, remember the time, and there is Indigo, there's his target. Here comes Granty. Oh goodness me, this is going to be an absolute France again, and coming to catch us back through. He's back in front of Jonathan as well for 7th and 8th position. Jonathan, who's 2nd in the championship at the moment, is losing more ground on down. That is the pivot. I gotta say, this has been an incredible race, hasn't it? But remember, this is a championship race as well. We can't forget the championship standings, can we? And Jonathan at the moment there is losing time, isn't he? But any place he gains now could be pivotal in his championship quest then later on the season. And this is round 12 of Friday night racing, isn't it? Gold, and it's been absolutely gold. It's been absolutely a golden performance, hasn't it, in this incredible Belgian Grand Prix. Belgium never fails to deliver, in my opinion. It's one of the best races, isn't it? Well, Indigo's really started to up his game, hasn't he? He's 2.1 seconds at the moment, and we're on board Knowles at the moment, who's half a second away from Dan at the moment, and We've also got Andre as well, who is at half a second away from Brandon as well. Brandon's carrying damage on that Haas, so potentially, yeah, I'm wondering if Brandon might be feeling a bit insecure with that ninth position at the moment. And well, he's going to be feeling less secure now because it's through, it's gone. As Andre, it was no wing elements at all. And I've got to say, he is setting the trend. He's a trendsetter here tonight, car 62. And I've got to say, I quite like that trend. Maybe they should have less elements on the wing. That is just my personal opinion. It's here, it comes Grant. He's down to 1.8 seconds. We're going to go on board with Grandson. Lap 21 out of 22. Is he going to run out of time? How much more grip has he got left in these soft tyres? And we've also got Nosey, who is coming up to the back of Dan as well. It's half a second at the moment. And as they come down the Camel Straight, then both on medium tyres. I think Nosey's going to run out of steam. Jonathan is out of the race. He is out of the race after his difficult race today. He is DNF. That's such a shame. Emerson's just got a fast out of the race and potentially will have an extra point as well for getting his 10th position. Jonathan out of the race. What a shame then. Brandon there is gaining on the back there. Jonathan there, who had a battling drive back up to 8th position, back up to 6th at one point. And he has unfortunately ended his race in the barrier at the top of Radion there. So what a shame now for Jonathan. Really is. And it's a bit of a difficult day there for both in qualifying and the race itself. And he is another retirement. We're down to 12 cars. That's our 8th retirement in this race, 7th retirement in this race. And we had one DNS in the form of Noble, who really, Noble probably would have been a big player in this race as well, wouldn't he? So an absolute, so that's actually disappointing there, isn't it? From these guys then, as we're just watching Grant at the moment. He's 1.3 seconds away at the moment then, isn't he? And he's got one more lap then. I wonder then, I think it might be too little too late for Grant then, but my goodness me, what a charge back through the field. What a race for Indigo as well. He's had a fantastic race, taking up the way then. He's a second back at the moment then. Where is the DRS detection zone? It is coming up now. It's coming up in a minute then. He needs a good run then. He would have DRS. If he has DRS, he might have a chance later on in the lap then. It's 1.1 seconds away. It is Indigo. I think it's gone full beans on his power. He has indeed. Grant is not in the DRS detection zone then. He does have the grip on the tyre, so can he have an amazing follow-up? And this is going to be absolutely outstanding stuff then. Indigo leads Grant here in 2nd position then. Taicho in 3rd position then. 4th position is Murphy with a Nosey in 5th position, and gaining on Dan and coming up to Lake Com then, but the straight was not long enough then. Grant is within a second now, isn't he? You can see him changing doors on the steering wheel there. RH 44 and coming to get you in close company in 6th, 10th position there. Andre in 8th position, and 9th is Brandon, 10th position is Emerson. He also gets the bonus point for fast lap as well. And as Young is left for session there after he was looking very good, wasn't he? Look at that, that's 9 tenths of a second, 8 tenths of a second. Look at the left, look left at the top left there. It's Granty there, who is 8 tenths of a second away, 7 tenths of a second away from Indigo. This is an absolutely fantastic end to this incredible race there. Lap 22 out of 22 here in this race there. Coming out of Stavilo now then, 7 tenths of a second. I think he's a lap short. Granty is that he's got out full beats there. Look at this, look how much he's gained. He's in the slipstream. I wonder if it's going to be an all or nothing moment here. This is going to be amazing stuff. We're going to find out. Look at it, 3 tenths of a second. It's 2 tenths of a second. Is he going to go a lunch or is he going to have a lunch? I think Indigo is just too far back. He's gone wide there. But he marked out of that field. Oh, has he? They're coming up to the line. Who is going to win it? It is Indigo wins the Grand Prix. Wow. But I think Grant had a penalty in the end, which he drops it down the 3rd. Murphy finishes 2nd in the end then. But look at that. It was a photo finish. What end to this incredible race then. Brilliant did then as a racing point has had a problem at the top of the hill. No, just coming out of the Jackie Hicks turn as well. As Andre finishes 8th position. No, Brandon finishes 8th. Haas driver 7th and 8th. Fantastic drive in the end. And Emerson having a difficult day in the Ferrari, but will come home to finish in the points in 10th position then. Wow, what a race then as well. Farfair, who was up, but had a great race, a great start, didn't he? Unfortunately, just didn't come together in the end for the. It's our latest casualty at Puyong as well. What a race in the end then. Indigo wins the Belgian Grand Prix, but Murphy might be the happiest man today as he extends his lead in the Drivers' Championship. Fantastic stuff here. And there is Indigo then on top of the world then, but he is flanked by the both Mercedes drivers, Granty and Murphy there. Granty did have a 3-second penalty earlier on in this race, didn't they? But my goodness me, they were so close on the line, weren't they? Absolutely incredible stuff, and between those two, it is really good stuff indeed. And I'm wearing a shirt, I'm really regretting it now. There's a big old sweat patch there on me back then. I've really worked up a sweat here tonight then. And there those guys are then. It's an all white overall on the podium there. And let's take a look at the final classification, shall we? From the Belgian Grand Prix, Murphy there. Once again, hats off to him for no penalties at all. And also extend us in the championship. Fantastic stuff as well. I also said no penalties as well for, I think it was the Haas's. It was Brandon. Brilliant stuff as well. And Emerson as well. Let's take a look at the final classification then from the Belgian Grand Prix. As Indigo won the race from 9th to 1st. So good stuff indeed. Murphy was second in the end. Granty in third. Tai Chi in 4th position there. 5th position, Nosey coming to get you in 6th. LH 7th position, great drive from LH. And new Brandon in 8th position there. Andre in 9th position. 10th position is Emerson. Far for 11th, and Games Games was 12th for the MP. He did retire on the last lap. Jonathan, Young, Grillsy, Hunter, Daz, Exile, Sam, all retired from this race, and unfortunately had a DNS for Noble, who was qualified in a very good 6th position there, didn't he? 5th position there, but wasn't allowed to get in his car there, so we was robbed there of what Noble can do then. Fantastic stuff from the Friday Night Race. Join us in a week's time as we'll be back in action then with more Friday night action on a Friday.